killing my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
What's up, dirty dogs?
What up, everybody? Good morning. All right, so they're almost starting public comment here. Almost. They're still dicking around. It's supposed to be 1 hour of public comment for some reason. I'm assuming the news is there. Don't know why. I'm guessing. I don't know, because otherwise I don't know why they'd do that. So we're going to... I have to be in and out today because I've got people here working, so I'm going to start it now, obviously, so we can start to listen to it.
All right, what's next?
Next,
hopefully we get into public comment.
See,
we're still fucking around in here. Pretty packed in here. I just saw Mr. Herman and all them make their way in. Audit LA stuck at the door. She's trying to get in.
For a separate vote.
Looks like somebody busted the windows to front hall.
13 ayes, 2 noes.
She's busy trying to get in. As you can see, they boarded up the doors.
Item 56, called special for a separate vote by Councilmember Rahman.
So yeah.
All right.
I might have to run under the other room for a couple minutes, but I'll leave it on the full screen. That way you guys will have everything, and it just you don't have to worry about the camera switching or anything else.
All right. What's next?
Yeah, I know, Oscar. We shall see. It's going to be awesome. I think the idiot's talking about it right now. She's complaining that she always does.
81, 82,
probably because this will be their only session. Oh, that's right, Doug. I forgot about that. Mr. Price, this is the last. I think this is the last one for the whole summer fucking recess for a goddamn month. They won't be on, so that could be the reason why they're decided to give you an hour all of a sudden.
14 ayes.
All right. What's next?
Next would be
What's up, Andrew?
Findings for a special one, sir.
All right.
What's up, Terry?
Open the roll on the
What's up, V-Pool? What's up, Beej?
Close
What's up,
the roll.
Twitch?
Tabulate
What's
the
up, Moose?
vote.
Moose, thank you for the 51 months.
Sheesh.
Impressive.
Hey.
15 ayes.
All right.
Till August 1st, yeah. See, that's what I totally forgot. Thank you, Laguna. Yeah, you guys are all... Thank you for reminding me, everyone. So this is the last one for a whole month. We better enjoy. Hopefully it goes off crazy, but knowing my luck, I'm going to have to go outside for a few minutes and I'm going to miss all the fucking action. Thanks to everybody coming over today. But I got to get things done.
Madam Clerk, may we proceed to closed session with the city attorney?
Some clowns need a vacation from not doing anything.
Sorry,
yeah, I get it.
118 needs to be reconsidered because it needs public comment.
That's it, Cortland.
All right.
They haven't taken enough off. Didn't they just have 3 weeks off? I'm pretty sure they did, like about a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. They took 3 weeks off.
Yes, sir. Item 118 can be reconsidered at a later date. So during this meeting. So if council would like to go into closed session, it may do so, sir.
All right, we'll go into closed session at this time
Really?
to hear from our city attorney. So we'll ask the sergeants to help us prepare the room for closed session.
You're fucking
That
kidding
means
me.
you are only here if you're a city attorney
You motherfuckers.
or staff of a
You
council member, the
motherfuckers.
mayor's office, or the controller's
Couldn't do
office.
this at the end, right? Couldn't do this at the
There will
fucking
be
end?
public comment.
Piece of shits. Motherfuckers, dude. Motherfuckers, dude. I mean, I don't know what to do. They can be closed session for 20 minutes, for 5-6 minutes, and come right back. They could be, gone for an hour. I don't know. Now I don't know what to do. It's like I called you all in here. They told me, oh, don't worry, you got an hour of public comment. So I said I waited for the Army Corps of Engineers and everything else that they fucking licked the dicks of. Got past all that. I went and did the start, and now here we are. That's how they do it. Disgusting pieces of shit. They're all just vile pigs. Them, their families, their kids, they're vile pigs. That's what they are. So, I don't know what to do. Yeah, we can wait for the Fru ad to come up. Yeah, I don't quite know what to do. Warm-up stream, yeah. I can hit one with you if you want. But, oh, boy. Awesome. I love watching Stink sleep. Yeah. Little baby. Little crazy cat. I love him. I'm sending thanks to Alligator Alley or Alligator Alcatraz. Oh, they spelled fraud right on this one. Is that the one where they did they go back and fix it? Oh man. Now you got to look at all of it to make sure. No, old Chase. I got things to do right now. That's what I'm saying. I got people coming. Two separate workers came in here, so both supposed to be here any moment. So I got to get them here and getting in and going. And I'm even watching out at LA. She's stuck in the Matrix at the moment. Well, the problem is if I do that and I go outside, Laguna, and then the meeting starts, then we're missing the meeting. Again, that's the fucked up part about this, closed session. It could literally be closed session for 12 minutes, and then they're done. Could be in there for an hour. So, well, there's lots, JB, but again, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to do all that right now. Oh, see, someone's here. God damn, of course. Of course, now they're here. Oh, fuck, man. Hold on one sec, guys. God damn it. On already. Get the fuck up. Slow ass bag. Let's go. Oh, go, 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 go. Jesus. Oh, fuck. Coming. All right, everybody.
If you smoke like I smoke.
Smoke.
Look at the shades. Let's see what they're up to. Okay, they're still on their blue screen. Hold on. Fuck. The other goddamn music up. Fuck.
We have the unknown, the $500,000 they spent on the law firm.
God damn. I have it on like 2. It's like on 97. Fuck. Can't even listen to it.
They hired this Washington, D.C. international conglomerate law firm, and they lobby. So in other words, you're a dirtbag, which pretty much everybody here is. So now you hire this law firm because you're investigated by the FBI. They charge $1,500 an hour. So the former Attorney General, Eric Holder, is a partner in the firm. And he goes for $1,527 an hour. So basically, you give them $500,000 retainer to start. Now, what do? They sit down, they have coffee, they eat croissants, and then they smoke big cigars, and then they go, hey, let's go over to the Capitol building and see if we got some juice, you know? So they go to a couple of senators. I got a little problem, you know. Oh, really? Yeah. One of my clients in investigation. We want to see if you can stop it.
Is he missing a tooth in front?
You're not wearing the wire. Oh, no. We're Covington and Barley.
What happened to his front tooth? Where did it go?
How much you want to bury the investigation? How much you want? Oh, well, I'll take $700,000. No. Fuck you. That's too much. Lower. 200,000? No. I won't do it for a penny under 200,000. All right, let's do this. I'll give you 175 and a boat in Lake Havasu, and I'll put it inside your garage. Okay? We got a deal? All right. So now they go and they meet in the Judiciary Committee, and then they go to the FBI director. Hey, Bob, got a minute? Listen, I want you to ixnay apnay that fucking investigation. Okay? So anyway, that's it. So anyway, so now you go. Now we got a problem. You go back to the head guy, and the guy goes, "Oh, no."
Look like John Larroquette. Does that say cunt, his sign? It does. The sign says cunt.
I made the fucking deal. I got the
Wait till the sign's flipped over. I voted in.
I'll talk to President Trump. What do you mean? I got to talk to Trump. He really wants him. So now they talk to Trump. President Trump? What? I'd like to talk to you about Karen Bass. Have you already arrested them? No. We don't want to. We're going to kind of take the opposite approach. We're going to take a mainstream approach. We want to kind of quiet things down a while and collect more evidence. Why? They're on to us. Then stop the whole thing. Exactly, Mr. President.
They're on to us.
You're so much smarter than all of us. I wouldn't have thought of that. Would you have thought about it, Bob, to stop the investigation? No. Donald Trump is the only one who can lead us. I want you to stop it now. Okay. Can we dismiss the complaint? Or can we administratively close it? Go ahead. All right. So now you come back down. You get your free boat. You get your $200,000. The city gets their 500.
No, I'm watching it on the other screen.
Now,
they're not on.
The firm comes back with the bad news.
Still closed.
They're going to need to monitor.
And they do that just to piss people off.
And they're going to need a.
Because now you got to wait. They know it's the last fucking meeting of the entire month that they're going to take off for summer vacation because they need it so badly. So why not piss the people off and not give them their public comment for an hour like you said you would, and piss them off even further and make them wait even longer just to get their 1 minute? What better way than to force a closed session, then bring them back? Oh, they're all gone when we're out of here? Huh, guess there's no public comment today.
And, we could have asked for $2 million, and normally we would.
Communist pigs.
We know we're
That's what they are. So and their kids, too.
Now, urgent motion. We need a special motion. Make sure you fund us. You got to have it before the quarter. Okay? This is what they do. They rack these assholes up, and then they get in trouble. They hire these motherfuckers, and everybody's gets you.
I'm on the naughty list.
When Eric Garcetti became an ambassador, he needed to get one senator's vote. Bob Menendez of New Jersey was the chair of the Judiciary Committee. Or he was fucking finished. All right? What happened to Bob Menendez? He's in prison right now. He had gold bars. They were giving him gold bars. And he'd take the gold bars and put them underneath his bed. Now they went
closed.
like this. Hey, Bob, you were supposed to take that shit to Switzerland and fucking sell it. Not put it under your fucking bed, you dumb Cuban motherfucker. Man, you fucking think I got a fucking name. And he goes like this. Whoa, you didn't tell me what to do with it. You just told me to hide it. I hid it under my bed. You didn't tell me to play. What the fuck? Well, I don't have a college education. I mean, you got to understand. I get so much blackmail money. I mean, I don't have enough room under my bed, so I got to put it underneath my bed. See, that's all it is. So Eric Garcetti became ambassador to India because that cocksucker moved the nomination. We had 84 people in Washington, D.C. opposing it. He was done. Now, Trump wins, and he got fired on January 20th.
This is out in L.A. See the sign says cunt?
Way earlier, all because that dumbass Trump won re-election. If Biden was there, he kept the job for another 4 years.
Good thing he didn't get a job back.
Amy said that she met Menendez.
Fuck him and Biden.
Sorry, guys. I know you probably can't hear. It's so loud because we're all out here in the hall. Hey,
yeah, they pushed everybody out in the hall. Nice and hot, no AC.
To verify the
You're telling me that's not all by plan?
Long meeting today at 6.
To infuriate people? And I'm glad all the ones that are there that voted for these people, I'm glad you're getting snuffed out. You deserve everything you get. That's what you voted for.
Or the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. They don't go through those. Yeah. I mean, the mayor maybe, but who? Or I know the name. Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. They would know. But Bonk, they do have commission offices. I think in the East Building. I think they are over there, like their head, whatever. But why are you gonna go in person?
Shout out to Audit LA. She's the one bringing it to you now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll be calling in probably.
Just surprised they were able to get from the other meeting to this one, because it was packed outside. They had
we were there once before.
Made her wait outside for 10 minutes
okay.
almost.
Yeah. I really like them. They, I think she's the president. The one lady, Anderson, what's her name? I forgot. She's a cool lady. I really like her.
You want to see 3-inch shrimp
She's
again?
the one who tries to make them listen.
He's there.
You know what I mean? Like
looking all savvy.
Ew, Amy, that's gross. You just get a sticker? Yeah, we just got stickers. How you doing, Doc? Look, we got Doc.
Fucking
we call you Doc.
Doc from fucking Back to the Future. There's
we're here. It's Tuesday. I mean, these people, I know. Them, yeah, I don't know. I think that, I don't even know. I didn't even get to look at it.
Need someone to sing?
Yeah.
No, we don't need nobody to sing. I keep getting copyrights from China now, thanks to 3-inch Shrimp. Like, bro, that's legitimate Chinese music he's singing. And it must be so on par of what it really is for me to get a copyright strike. Okay? Or a copyright violation, rather. Not a strike. A violation. Saying, hey, you can't play this music. This is our copywritten music. So for them to do that, it's got to be awfully close. He's got to be that close to it. For the algorithm to even pick it up. Oh, he's got a voice of an angel. Great Scott.
It is. My friends have got
Does he have a flip phone? Oh, okay. I thought Mr. Spindler had a flip phone. Holy smoke. Xi Jinping's watching Smoking Scan. He fucking better.
Yeah, you first go to college and all to get those high-paying jobs. Like it used to be they teach you if you go to college to get those really high-paying jobs, you know. But not anymore.
Damon, the number one DJ in all of Zhang Ping. That's it.
I remember when I first started working.
William, because they pushed everybody out of chambers for a closed session item, which they clearly could have done after. But like I said, since it's the last meeting before summer break, what better way to piss off your constituents and the people that hate you than to bring them all in, sit them all down, a half hour of dick licking the National Guard and the Army and everybody else. What a fabulous job they always do. Okay? Give everybody their little plaques and then say, you know what? Now that you've sat down and you listened to that for a half hour, 40 minutes, now you're going to go back outside and wait for an hour maybe even 2 hours till we're done. Then you'll come in and then you'll get your 1 minute of public comment when I say you do. You guys keep talking about this. No kings. There's no kings. I don't want kings. Well, what happened to the king of California, old Gavin, when he killed everybody's fucking businesses? Where the fuck were you then with your no kings protest? Puppets. Morons. Where were you when the shamdemic was here? Huh? Where were you, no kingers? Fucking morons. Job for 9, thank you. The same place you were when the shamdemic was here and you forced everybody to take your fake vaccine. Talking about you can't be a super spreader. You're this, you're selfish, you're that, you're scared of the shit, you're this. But when it came to your body for fucking abortion, and half you motherfuckers wasn't getting fucked anyhow. Half of you ain't even got dicks up inside you. Ain't got to worry about abortion, but now all of a sudden it's your body, your choice. But it wasn't when the shamdemic was here. I love it. Yeah, but you're still watching, so Michi, what does it matter? You're so lame that you have nobody watching you. And everybody's here hanging out together for a reason, Michi. And you're here too, because you fucking love me, and I'm right here in your head. I own you, Michi. I fucking own you. Don't you forget it. Look at that. Look who just showed up with his dog. I love his dog. I want his dog and him on the show. I can't though. I'm going to have so many censor words. I have to beep him all the time. Beep, 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 beep. That's all you're going to hear when he's talking. Rent free. That's it. Rent free. Notice we don't go to their rooms and talk shit to them. Because they don't have anybody in there. Nobody gives a fuck about what they're doing in their entire life.
Right.
Is Robot Dog there? I don't know if she's there. I haven't seen her. The room was packed. I couldn't tell. I didn't see any of these guys because all of these guys were with Audit LA. They were all in the other room. And by the way, Mr. Herman got kicked out of that meeting, walked out by 3 LAPD officers just 20 minutes ago. Then he came over here with the dog. So one would assume, well, he's going to go 2 for 2 today. But we'll see. His dog ain't no stinks. I know, but his dog's nice. I like his dog. Dog looks cool. Looks like a nice dog. That's it. That's it. Gina.
Agenda for this meeting? Mayor's area? The other side, across.
Only one. Only did one bag. Because like I said, the second I was trying to fill the bag up, what do you call it? The dude started knocking at the door. So and that's one of 2 people that's here. So. Oh, look at him. Look at him. His dog looks sweet. That dog looks sweet. Cashew clusters? Not much for cashews. I mean, I'll eat them, but... I think the worst is walnuts. Walnuts are gross, man. I'm not eating a walnut ever.
Well, I want to do the 2 o'clock, so maybe as long as I get him some food.
There really is no recap, Amber. We're just, you haven't missed anything. In fact, you're lucky you saved hour-ish of your time. His dog's name is Dusty, huh? Nice. I like Dusty. I love pistachios. Peanuts are good too. I'm just not huge on cashews. And I hate walnuts. They're gross. Walnuts are disgusting. I don't like the way they smell, the way they taste. And either, was it pecans or whatever? I like that either.
Dusty and Stinks.
That's it.
2 cats.
Oh,
Dusty and
Stinks.
Stinks.
That's it. Dusty and Stink.
Best
friends. Stinks, you want to be best friend with Dusty?
Can you guys hear me?
Gonna come over and be your
Can you hear me?
You had a dog named Dusty too?
It's really
Dogs
hard
are
to
great.
hear in here. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good.
What do you mean, Callie? That's why you're here, right? Enjoy yourself. That's why we're here. Just like them. They're having cashews and coffee. Everybody's enjoying themselves.
How long is this going to be?
They're good for my brain. That's why I'm a dummy, Sonia. Rather just be a dummy. I mean, look, I'll tell you what, there isn't any other, like, seed or nut that I just, those kinds of things that I don't really eat, besides walnuts. Like I said, cashews are great. Almonds are pretty good. I just don't like a whole lot of cashews, but, but yeah, they're good. Pistachios are fantastic. Peanuts are all right. I mean, they're a little salty. That's it, Daniel. No, I don't like pecans. No pecans, beach. I don't like that either. So walnuts and pecans are really my 2 thing that I'm. Oof. All the other ones are all right. And I love sunflower seeds. Like I'll put 50 sunflower seeds in my mouth at one time, and literally crack the shells with my tongue, and not eat any of the shell, just the seed. Not using my hands, none of that. Baseball player style. It's your birthday, Mr. Boss? Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, you thing from another world, you.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Mr. Boss. Pecan ice cream? No, I don't like it any kind of. No, I don't. I didn't even like pistachio ice cream until I was older. And I was like, yeah, pistachio's pretty good.
Is that a regular one?
Boiled peanuts? Never had a boiled peanut. Did they make? I'm sure they make deep fried peanuts. I never had that either. They deep fry everything at the fair, right? Wouldn't be surprised to have a deep fried peanut. Raw almonds soaked in water overnight? Never had that, Dave. I know my dad was huge on that kind of stuff. He'd get those, I think it's Smokehouse? I think it's Smokehouse. Where it's like smoked almonds. Really good. What's up, Remulac? That's it. 4th of July week. You're going to have a 4th of July show for Friday. It should be a good one. Oh, he's feeding Dusty. Dusty getting treats. Dusty's loving life. Getting treats. Boiled, yeah, I've never even heard of boiled peanuts. Never even heard of that. Peanuts and Coke? No, I don't know about that. I can tell you this. Don't put a peanut M&M in a beer if you want to drink the beer. Think of almost Mentos. The fresh milk. You know you put Mentos in a 2-liter bottle of soda and then all of a sudden it starts overflowing? The same thing pretty much happens with it's less explosive, but the beer will eat away at the candy shell of the peanut M&M until it gets all the way to the peanut, and it'll continue to overflow the beer until all of it's gone, the shell or the beer. Kay, thank you so much, Kay. Thanks, Kay. Oh, you got your cards today? Awesome. Awesome. Glad you got your stickers. Thank you so much for the purchase. I appreciate it. I mean, when I go to Dodger games, I'd always get peanuts because it's like a double bag, or it used to be a double bag, so you could rip a bag and give a bag to your friend and you take the other half kind of thing. Salted peanuts from the baseball game were always good. I mean, they're messy, of course. You're making a mess everywhere. Got all this shit all over your shirt and all over the floor, but it's part of the experience of baseball. Part of baseball, man. Hey, who ate all the pussy?
Because I'm not going to fuck around here.
Uh-oh.
If I can't use the N-word and it's hate speech, then nobody can play that music in their car without being arrested for a hate crime. It is a hate crime.
You mean rap?
On the internet, if I have it on the internet and I hear that horrible word being directed against Israelis, it is a hate crime against white.
Well, you'd also have to arrest Marquise staffers because they constantly call him a dumb N-word. Unfortunately for him.
Who did that?
We need to get recordings of that.
I want to see that.
I agree.
We need to file arrest complaints once the ban is in effect.
I agree.
If the N-word is hate speech,
what's up, Jason? How are you?
It's not protected speech. It's not
Tuesday.
protected music. That's all there is to it. Or be this is a ban because Marquise doesn't want non-blacks to say the word. So maybe
I'll be right back.
Maybe this is directed against non-blacks using the N-word. Ban rap music. It has the N-word. The N-word is hate speech. It is hate speech.
Which item is it? Is that a special? Which one?
It's on 150 something. Go in the back. Right? So in other words, I'm gonna go around and take my whip out, motherfucking niggas, yo. Motherfucking niggas, yo. Motherfucking bitches, yo. Motherfucking nigga, yo. Woo! With it. Sir, put your hands behind your back. What, sir? Turn that off. Put your hands behind. What did I do? Sir, you were playing a hate music. You're under arrest for a hate crime. What did I do? Marquise Harris Dawson has banned that word, sir. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, I was just playing music, sir. It's under Spindler's Law. Spindler's Law bans the N-word. You are now under arrest. You cannot play that music. What the fuck are you talking about? What about Snoop Dogg? We
we are going to arrest Snoop Dogg as soon as we see him, sir. We are not going to allow any more rap concerts. That is hate speech. Sir, that is hate speech. Now, you can delete the word in your recording. If you delete the word in your recording, here, we'll show you. We edited your recording. I got my dick and poop, and I got a poop, and I got a poop, and poop, poop, and a poop, poop, and I got a poop, poop, and poop, and a poop, and my poop, poop. All those Jews, excuse me, we gotta take that J word out. We gotta replace that with good man.
Is that what their shirts are? What are these people? I don't know what their shirts are.
Sorry, guys. I have a infestation of hornets' nests over here, so I had to have 3 of them removed. So that's what I was doing right now, because I kind of don't want to get stung by the hornets or wasps. You know what I mean? So it's the time of the year. It's getting all hot out here now, so they come over here and hang out and make little nests. So I had to take care of them, or have the guy take care of them.
Sir, I heard you use this word. Did you use this word? You mean cunt? Place your hands behind your back, sir. Place your hand. Do not call me that word. See, I had a guy behind my building 3 nights in a row. 9 o'clock in the evening.
Dodgers to smoke the ass. Well, I mean, is it in Houston? If it's in Houston, Dodgers play 500 on the road, so 50
I went
chance.
up to the guy, and I says,
Wasps, not hornets. I meant wasps.
and he just looks at me like this. He won't talk to me. And I go,
I mean, a hornet and a wasp are pretty close anyways, but they're wasps. Wasp nests.
so now I go up in my building, I take my bullhorn out, and I go, that music is hate speech.
Smoke them out. Yeah, no, they're pretty high up. One of them was like 15 feet up. Last thing I'm gonna do is get on a ladder and try to smoke them out. Good luck trying to get down that ladder while they're already fucking you up. Then you run into wherever you're gonna run to. I don't know where that is. Good luck with that. By that time, you've got a few stingers already in you. Because don't the wasps keep stinging you? I'm pretty sure they do, as to where a bee really has 1 stinger and it's done. I think a wasp just keeps getting you, if I'm not mistaken. All right, everybody.
Smoke.
That's what I'm saying, Kimmy, right? That's what... Nah, these were smaller. Like, you know, one was the size of like a softball. And a few other ones that were smaller.
How much is mine? Sunglasses.
oh my daddy ears, have you winded? Holy word,
I mean, that's why they're being crazy in the hallway, so these motherfuckers have to fucking open this shit up already. And by the way, they're still at the other screen. Just so you're clear, you see? That's all you're missing. No, they were wasps. He said they were wasps. And you could tell, like, yellow jacket's a bee. Yellow jacket's a bee. So you can tell the hive. There's many more of them, too. If you notice bees have large hives.
Thank you. And
Lots
okay,
and
yeah,
lots
thank
of
you on
bees.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like it's just,
As to where the wasps don't really have very big, you know what I mean? It's like a little honeycomb, little plug sitting on top of the wall. You know, there's a few little baby sacs in there, of course, and just a few that are working the hive, maybe like 3 of them. As to where there's bees, there's 100 of them, if not 1,000 of them, you know? Children aren't allowed. There's kids in there. Kids all the time come here. I mean, I don't think it's the greatest place to bring your kid, but... yeah.
We can't go in because they're in closed session.
Think the wasps are in the holes? Maybe. Just never saw a whole lot of them. No, Cachette, they haven't even started. Told everybody we'll give you an hour. Everybody sat down. They did two presentations, then told everybody to get out so they can do a closed session. And hopefully everybody just goes home here so they don't have to talk to any of the public. And they can go start their summer vacation. That's what they're hoping. What's up, Betty?
Oh, hi, Jason. Shout out to Smoking Scan.
Well, again, Remy, like I said, look at the top three teams in the West, right? The Dodgers, the Giants, and the Padres. None of them are like really above 500 on the road. At home, great. All three, great at home. On the road, not so much. Hazaka, thank you.
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
Hanzak, thank you. Sorry, Hanzak.
You wiggle wiggle.
I appreciate you. And hey, yo Tommy, yo Tom. I have to say shout out to Yo Tom and his buddy. Shout out to both of them. They saw me yesterday. I was at Lowe's grabbing some shit. I'm sitting there scanning my shit and I hear David. Turn around. I hear, oh shit, it's Smoking Scan. So shout out to them. Yo Tom, shout out to you and your buddy. There were a couple nice dudes. Came, said hello. They watched the show, Smoking Scan family members. So shout out to them. There you have it. I don't know how they even didn't recognize me because I was turned around. I had my back to them. They must have saw me walking up, and I didn't realize them.
Yeah, it's always going to be trigger warners.
Jeffy, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I'll be honest. I've known him for a while. I don't hear him use that word. I mean, maybe it was in a song. I don't know. Maybe he's got a song out that I'm not aware of. But to be honest, I've known him a long time, and he's not that kind of dude who uses that kind of language, to be honest with you. So other than that, I don't know what you're referring to, you know.
Yeah, see, a guy like Marchese has to lie to himself every day he goes to work. He sees all these white people all over the place when he leaves South Central, and he says one thing to himself. Damn, I wish there weren't so many of them.
I'm no legend, Dark. I'm just a dude. Just another dude. Yeah, Jeffy. I mean, again, I don't know what song. I haven't heard that song that you're talking about.
Yeah, no, they're in closed session.
And really, Jeffy, realistically, you got to realize we're in a world where a lot of people have selective anger, selective criticism. They're angry when one person does this, but when the other one does this, they don't seem to care. So to me, it's kind of hollow words in that sense. You know what I mean? Because if you're really about it, you'd be about it in every facet. And whoever said it, whoever does this, whoever did this law, whoever broke that law, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So to me, it's just you're really hollow. You're not, there's no wishy-washy here. It's the same for all. It should be the same for all. And I think we're in a world where that's just a legitimate factor where people are just angry when they want to be and not when they should be at everything. And they're angry at the messenger. They're angry at me every day for talking about things that are true and real. Everything you hear me say about all this shit is real. I'm not lying. Everybody knows. Maybe they don't like the way I deliver it. Maybe don't like the vocabulary in which I use to describe it. Maybe that, and that's fine. They have the right to. But they can't say I'm lying because I'm not. I'm not. I'm a lot of things, but not a liar.
Are you targeting me, parking, blocking me every night? I can't park in front of my house. trying to make some excuses. You know? Finally, he's like, "You fucking asshole! I hate you! You fucking piece of shit!"
Yeah, there's still a closed session.
The guy, and he just let it all out. He just let it all out.
Thank you, Dark Carter.
Let it all out. Let it all out. Okay? And after
Well,
it
it's
got
you know
done,
it's
he
nice
went
when
like this.
somebody sees you out and is a viewer and they enjoy the show. They express how much they enjoy it. I dig that.
I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Makes me feel like I'm doing something right.
Here's what I think about you. Making me feel. Now, what I'm gonna tell you about you is, if you keep parking in front of my fucking house.
That's it, Cass. Collective. Is this Dr. Phil show? Not yet. He's coming out. About half hour he'll be here.
The last 3 months.
Then I want to see all the balds in the chat room. Like I do when I go into Asmund Gold's. Like, bro, they love that bald meme shit. They go crazy. Giant ass light up letters that say bald. And they love it. Bald, bald.
The cop hates you. The landlord hates you. The guy next to you hates you. If you have anything going on in your life that's better than the next guy, they hate your guts. They hate that you got an education. They hate that you're successful. They hate that you have more talent. They hate you. Everybody wants others to be less than them. Everybody loves it when tragedy hits. Because everybody looks at
True.
the other guy and goes,
They love the train wreck.
"Wow, I'm
True.
gonna leave." Because I ought to be that asshole.
Send the Jews back. Who's screaming that?
At least I'm not. And then they go like,
Send the Jews back to Israel. Jews come from everywhere. What a dummy.
now when they go back and go, yeah, trick part, I'm not trick part. See, that's what it is. Everybody's a lying son of a bitch.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, MK.
But sometimes
I watch
I have
Asmund.
a good track record. I get people to admit what they do.
I don't watch him live, but I watch his videos.
Finally, what's on their mind? That way I
But his
know
chat, like I said, I like his chat. With his cunt.
once somebody takes off
Too bad it's like a reverse negative right now.
city council takes off the map,
I voted N.
Imelda Padilla, you cunt! Send your black child back to school and stop bringing him to our public
My
area.
city council clothing? What would that be?
Fuck the unions. Fuck David Jose.
I don't condone that language and stuff, but
Uh oh, LAPD coming on. They letting him come back in now? Maybe they're letting people back in now. Finally. The Wasps did get reported. Shane, they're already on their flight back to Alligator Alcatraz. They will be in a little wasp cage over there. And no, they won't be having any food or water over there. They'll just be in a cage. Jesus save Gretzky. I got a hockey drop for you.
Lemieux makes a little move on Peters. He shoots and scores. Mario Lemieux beat him like a rented mule.
Rest in peace to Mike Lang. One of the best to ever do it. What a call. Fucking, man, watching Mario Lemieux was such a treat. Jeffy, thank you so much. Damon, Be Real says an N-word like me is going insane. The song Insane in the Brain. Yeah.
Just trying to get us out there.
I mean, I don't remember it in the original one. Maybe he did a remake. Like I said, Jeffy, I haven't heard the song, to be honest with you. So again, you'd have to hit him up. I mean, I can't tell you why he said it. I'm telling you, as a person who's known him for 27 years, I've known him 27 years. And in 27 years, I've never heard him say that word outright about amongst a bunch of people or us two just in the car chatting about whatever. I can be honest with you and tell you I've never heard him utter that word. So I don't know. You'd have to ask him. Okay? Nor have I ever heard him say, oh, these people or oh, those people, those fucking people, this. It's not really his demeanor. I'm just being honest with you. He's just not that kind of dude.
Well, I can't though.
Corey Perry's 40. Yeah, he's getting up there. Still has some tank gas left in the tank, though. Played really well. I mean, without Corey Perry, Edmonton really would have got buried in the Stanley Cup. They really would have got buried.
I'm losing my. I need to get my charger in a minute.
You hope Gretzky comes back where? What's he going to do in L.A.? He's not a coach. Gretzky's just not a coach guy. He's just the greatest to ever do it.
Ours laser lady. What? Laser lady.
You know, sometimes it just doesn't, the contrast isn't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the why are we staring at my fucking feet?
Yeah. Well, that one's just with the hat there. So hold on, guys.
Why don't you guys say that you guys are staring at my feet like the whole time? Stinks is in his bed. I'm guessing that the camera here is not going to work, but let's see. Can't even tell if the source is on.
That purple shirt right here.
Okay.
I'm not talking about that.
Oh, the guy that
robbed him.
That robbed him. Right. Yeah, but that could be. It doesn't mean that he's actually part of the union.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, he could have got. Yeah, he could have had the shirt.
The same shirt. I'm just trying to tell
he's
you.
giving them bad
I'm
names.
not saying that. I'm not saying that it's one of them. I'm saying it's the same clothing. That's
Got
what
it.
I'm saying.
Was it the same back, like the same thing in the back, or?
I can see the back. I only see the front. I cannot see the back. Same here.
I want to go up here more. Can you sign in more names?
I did 10, more than 10.
But
There you go. So he went in his bed, and his fucking camera decided to show up today
I know
for work.
It's very normal.
Finally, what up, Pete?
I do not have crazy names.
Good evening, sir.
I keep telling you 100 times, P-Gaming, why you keep just never understand. I sign up regular, normal names.
What's up? What is crime? Yeah. It was worth it, right?
Regular names.
Like what?
Elizabeth Duarte.
This is true, bass player. Thank you for the dono. Yeah.
Marisa Chow.
Hextall.
Adina Hemston.
Jason Figueroa.
Forsan Garcia.
Shanika Figueroa.
Sasha Shields. Sabra De Leon.
You know, 420. I like the crest, the mammoth crest. They did a nice job on it.
The one special name I signed up as a Christopher Dorner.
Oh my God, Christopher Dorner.
That's my name.
Your bay's not here.
Of course he's. I mean, do you go to? Does he sign up at the police commission meetings with Christopher Dorner? I hope he doesn't.
See if they're gonna fight over you.
Oh my God. I have a feeling he does though. And I'm sure they're pretty tripped out by it. I gotta cut my fucking hair. I got bangs coming into my eyes now. Oh look who's there. Look who's there in the back. No mask on or nothing. Look at him in all his glory. Look at him in all his glory. Yeah, Christopher. I mean, dude, someone signed up as Smoking Scan. Yeah, look, he's talking to Stacy.
Your wife had your
Smoking Scan and me and Damon.
30 minutes.
Is that Robot Lady? I think that's Robot Lady right next to the one right against the wall right here next to Stacy. That's Robot. Pretty sure. Oh, Andrew Graebner in all his glory. Look at him. Staring at the camera, looking all odd. Scary, dude.
On my birthday that time, you
she's back. She's going to be driving soon. Your last chance.
No, they're still. That's why they're all out there in the
He's chasing
in the
someone
hall,
else.
Craig.
He's making accusations.
We know it's starting when these people start to walk back in. Because I'm watching, it's the fire chief talking on the other hand, and it's their live feed queued up live, so they're still just playing videos.
I don't know. He says he loves you. No, that's in New York.
This is the last one for an entire month. For the whole month, we're not going to have another one until I think August 1st or something, August 2nd. So, yeah. Probably be some decent fireworks. Hopefully, you'd figure we go out with a big bang.
That's true. They do.
Oh, that's dope. Soul Star. Yeah, I met him one time. We met his agent, Gary Barnett. And me and my buddy were sitting outside. We did school. We were at Culver City Ice Rink where they used to practice before they had Isoplex, and way before they had their own practice facility. So we did school. We're sitting out there, and he pulls up in this brand new nice Jaguar, gets out, looking around. He's like, "Where's your parents?" We're just here. What are you doing here? Oh, we're wanted to watch the practice, watch the players, because you can look through the door and see them. He's like, "Aren't you supposed to be in school?" We're like, "Yeah." So you ditched, huh? Yeah. You guys want to go inside? Of course. All right, let's go. We can't go in there. You can't. Don't worry about it. Just come with me. And we didn't know who it was. Fucking next thing you know, we're watching the practice with him, and shit. Next thing you know, Gretzky comes off the ice. He calls him over. We're shitting our pants, like holy shit. Wayne signed a couple cards and pucks for us. And then Wayne took off. Next thing you know, everybody who came off the ice came to say hello to him and threw us the sticks. I had a stack of sticks. My friend had a stack of sticks. We went home on the bus with all these hockey sticks. People staring at us like, the fuck are they doing? Why do they have 6 hockey sticks each? What's going on here? It was great. One of the best days as a kid ever. So thank you to Michael Barnett, Gretzky's agent. Phil, yeah, no, that's basically what they do. They do that because they know it's a melting pot here, and you got to get votes from everywhere. You want the votes from everywhere, so you pretend to care about everybody and take care of nobody all at the same time. Yeah, he was nice, Matt. I mean, that was the only time I really got to meet him. All the other players you'd meet all the time because, again, back in the day at the Forum, you had it's still there now. You have a ramp that goes down, and the trucks use it to unload shit and then drive right up. So guys like Shaquille O'Neal or Wayne Gretzky, Kobe Bryant, they weren't parking on top like all the other players. All the other players, you can sit right there in the parking lot. They're going to pull up. They're going to walk down 2 flights of stairs next to that ramp and then walk into the tunnel and go to the locker room. Gretzky, Shaq, those Kobe, they're pulling their car all the way down. You'd see the Rolls Royce go down in there, not come out. So that way nobody would fuck with them. They didn't have to go through autograph seekers. They just had way too many people. But people like Robitaille or anybody else, you'd see all of them. They'd park, they'd sign everybody's shit, and then go to work. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it was. So, yeah, it was tough to meet some of the big guys. The smaller players, definitely easier to meet. And I remember one time we were at the Marriott getting New Jersey Devils were staying there. So we were there getting Devils autographs. We were sitting there with Scott Stevens taking pictures when he was playing for the Devils. And next thing you know, and remember Antonio Harvey from the Lakers? He pulls up. Like, holy shit. So we run to take a picture and get an autograph with him just on anything that we had. We started talking to him, and apparently, you know, a lot of the smaller players like him sign these small contracts, and they don't buy a house or even rent an apartment. They live literally at the Marriott. And that's what they do, because they know they might have only a 30-day deal, or you know what I mean, and get cut or waived or whatever it is. So that's what they do instead of buying property and then having to unload the property. And yeah, it's just too much. Kimmy, thank you so much, Kimmy. So yeah, and you know, back then, you know, hockey still, it was popular in LA because Gretzky was here, but it wasn't like crazy. Not that it's crazy now, but I mean, you'd go to there, and when the Devils came to town or Canucks, like nobody would give a shit. There'd be nobody out front. So the players would feel fine. They'd stand out front. They don't care. You know what I mean? Then they'd see me and my friend with a stack of cards. They'd ask to get some cards. We'd give them some of their cards. You know what I mean? So they could take a few for themselves, and they'd sign a couple. Yes, I did, Meat Stash. Again, like I said, thank you so much for all of those posters. I didn't need 4 of them, but you gave me 4, and I appreciate it. And I love the DuPont poster, like I said, Meat. That DuPont poster is really cool. Put that up in the garage. They're busy painting it today, so it's getting painted in there, and the lights and all that stuff. So as soon as that's done, we're putting all the posters and all my shit back up on the walls. So I appreciate it. Yeah, so some of the players, like I said, were easy to meet. My eBay joint here. Hold on, let me link it to you. All right, should have linked in the chat room there. I don't know if it did. It should. Click the link tree right there and go all the way to the bottom. The very last link on the bottom, you'll see it says eBay. You'll see the eBay emblem, and it'll say LA Sports Cards. Just click on that one. It'll take you right in my store. Take you right into my store. Guys, the football season's almost here. Can you believe? Oh, this is what I wanted to say. Almost forgot. I'm always telling you about 7-Eleven and how fucking dangerous it is. Okay? So I'm watching Scott's feed the other night. Scott's got I think it was like yesterday maybe, and he's got a dead body in front of 7-Eleven. It turned out on Wilshire, Mid-City, there was a homeless person that was killed, shot, I believe, in front of the 7-Eleven, killed right there. Okay, they had the sheet on them, they had the tent up, everything. And then yesterday, a girl was killed working at 7-Eleven, got beaten to death by her manager, allegedly. The manager allegedly beat his worker, this lady, to death, beat her into a coma, and she died. And that's 2 in 2 days at 7-Eleven. I'm always telling you about 7-Eleven and how fucking dangerous 7-Eleven can be. And I told you, if I had a kid and they're like, oh, Pop, you know, I decided to get a little job here, I need to make some extra bucks, I would tell them, hey, go to this other job that's much more safe. Oh, they pay you $2 less an hour? I'll pay the $2 an hour. In fact, I'll give you $3 an hour to not go over there. So that way you're making more money to not work there. I'm telling you. For what? I don't know why. I don't know. Obviously, they got into an argument. Apparently, she was, you know, working in Hollywood for a while there. So she must have gotten in an argument with the management, and that's how people are nowadays. You know, it's wild. Oh, massive lawsuit for sure, Mr. Mystery. I agree. It's going to be a big one. I mean, a big one. But I don't know. You know, again, remember, it's a franchise, right? So somebody owns it. You'll sue that owner. But they're going to want to sue the corporation, because the corporation has more than that single owner probably does. You know what I mean? Really wealthy people aren't owning 7-Elevens. People that are starting to build wealth buy 7-Elevens. You know what I mean? Another income-bearing thing that they can have, another line of money coming in. But they'll want to sue 7-Eleven as a corporation. Now, I don't know if 7-Eleven's liable at all because the personal security would lie on the owner, not the franchise. You know what I mean? It would be the franchisee, not the franchisor, I think, at that point. So it's not 7-Eleven's problem in that sense. But I could also see 7-Eleven saying, hey, we don't want this bad publicity, this, that, and the other. Maybe just give them $100,000 to shut their mouth and go away. And then they sue the actual owner for $1 million or $2 million. You know, and insurance maybe pays that out. I don't know. I don't know. So, interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, no, it was the manager. They found him, Hoosier. They know exactly. It was all on tape. You know, that's why. Look, that's my whole thing about. You can go into 7-Eleven, any 7-Eleven. You throw a rock, throw a dart. Anyone you find, which is one every 4 blocks, almost. Okay, here, anyways. Okay, and they have 19,000 fucking cameras. 19,000 cameras. When you're coming in, when you're coming out. Inside, outside, at the counter, at the till, everything. They have it all. So you're not going to get away with any of it. So yeah, it's just crazy. The manager's female and on the run. Oh, so it's female on female fight. I thought it was male on female. So yeah, I mean, they're just probably just like I said, just coworkers who, for whatever reason, decided to fight it out that day for whatever probably trivial bullshit reason. I mean, they're not going to get far. I mean, they may try to get out of the country. I mean, shit, they can go to Canada or Mexico pretty quickly. Easier, quicker to Mexico because you'll be there in 3 hours. You can be in Tijuana. As far as Canada, it's going to take you at least fucking 16 hours, I bet, to drive to the border from here. I mean, fuck, just to get to Sacto is going to take you 7. You're still in fucking California. You still got all of Oregon and Washington to go through. So, yeah. And Canada it's such a hard thing to get into Canada. It really is. They're looking at every box, every package, every person. They really are. It's easier to go south than it is north. I knew a dude who robbed a 7-Eleven wearing a jacket. His name was on the back, big bold letters. A lot of smart people out there. Yeah, 7-Elevens are super dangerous, man. They just are. It's a sad deal. How many visitor stickers does he have?
I gotta say something. Xenu. Say Xenu. Just say it.
Yeah, well, Dab, there's some nicer ones, of course. You go into a nicer area. Okay, well, the 7-Eleven's cleaner and nicer. But, there's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of riffraff hanging outside of them doing shit. It's just, it's a 24-hour business. It's going to be that way.
No, you'd blow up in flames. So you're not a Scientologist.
Cody Cece is in L.A.? I didn't even see that. Uh-oh. What did I just get? Yeah, Internet outage was domestic terrorism, Spectrum says. You better quit lying. Look, I've been with you motherfuckers for over a decade. You know you guys is shit. You know you guys, there must be domestic terrorism every goddamn month with you motherfuckers. Just saying. Like, you better start claiming it all the time. I just got that on my phone. It literally, I thought it was a chase. It says breaking news. Internet outage was domestic terrorism, Spectrum says. You lying motherfuckers. You know your shit is sorry as can be.
Yes, I'll say I'll say it's my emotional support animal. Oh, I'd love to do San Diego, but that's far. But yeah, well, I mean, you can hook up to other counties, but I would have to sign up and stuff. But that's really far. But try LA first.
But they have Tiger Line. Look, they have.
Crazy, right?
That's something I want to see.
Tiger what?
Tiger Line.
Yeah, I think so.
Crazy.
I've never been there, but I think so.
Always blaming that shit. I'm gonna start blaming that shit.
Circus.
Initially, it was called on the severing of 13 cables in Van Nuys as an act of vandalism.
Yeah, I love that too.
One of them left more than 54,000 people in Los Angeles and Ventura counties without internet access for up to 30 hours. And I'm guessing you ain't gonna give them our money back. That's crazy. Yeah, we don't even have fiber here at Golf. It's crazy. There's no golf. I mean, there's no fiber. No fiber in the ground here. They put everything in the ground here a while back. I think it was like 84 or something. They took all the power poles out and all that shit like they should be doing in the Palisades, which they didn't, to prevent other fires. It's a great thing, and it's nice to have to not stare at fucking power poles, all these fucking lines everywhere. It just looks like shit. You know, it's so much nicer. But the downside is when it gets really, really hot, sometimes it affects, you know, your internet or other utilities. So.
Hey guys, we're going back in.
All right, we're going back in.
Hopefully I'm charged up enough I can put the microphone in. We'll see if
you know they're not. What are they going to do? Stock give you a day's credit? It was only 30 hours. So we're going to give you a day and a half. We'll be nice. It's going to give me $3 back, and I got to wait an hour online to try to get $3 back.
Thank you.
So, yeah. That's what I'm saying, NKW.
I think they left.
Apparently, they're going to just claim that shit from now on. Guys, it was it was those internet terrorists again.
Everyone behave.
The jihad against the internet. Hell yeah, it is, Curly. And that, see, you were in Malibu, which is not even that heavily hit. I mean, you look at Palisades, it's crazy. I mean, there's 5,400 plus homes lost. 5,400. And you need to realize there are no houses that are $1 million up there. None.
What's your problem? Don't be looking at me giving.
The shitty house up there is $4 million, like the fixer-upper that you got to knock down.
I don't have no hate. You're crazy, you know.
Okay. I mean, I bet you the average home up there is $5-6 million. It's not as expensive as Malibu, but it's pretty damn pricey, or was pretty pricey. All right, so here we go. They're filling in. Still on the screen, though, because I'm watching the screen on the other side. So these dicks, so that's where they're at on their screen. So let's see here, because I don't want to double up. Should be starting here. We'll take her audio down. Go right here. Come back to this. There we go. So we're set for that. Keep that up. We get another bag going. Oh, I want the pupper in the middle. Look at that cat tongue. Big old cat tongue. Cat tongue. Oh, I bet MK is probably crazy. It's just like Lahaina. Go look at Lahaina. There's guys still doing videos out there. Now you'll find from this month. Okay, we're talking 4 years after that fire now, almost 3-4 years, and there's not much done. Not much, if anything. If anything. All right, here we go.
Yes, sir. Blumenfield, Harris, Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Gerardo, Lee, McCosker, Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, So Martinez, Yaroslavsky, 15 members present and quorum, Mr. President.
All right. Mr. City Attorney, is there anything to report out of
Hey, what's all over the
closed
back
session?
of his chair?
Mr. President, there's nothing to report out of closed session.
All right.
You get anything done.
Clerk, what's
got like
before
a
us?
nut stain on the back of there.
Mr. President, Council should reconsider 118 right now, sir.
All right. Item 118, reconsideration. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Also, if Mr. Price can be recused from 82 and
Of course,
111,
Mr. Price.
sir.
All right, Mr. Price is leaving the room, and his name has been removed from the board. So let's take up those items at this time. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
Get up out of the room.
Mr. Price is is excused
Soul
from
glow?
recused from 112, but that was also called special for comments by Ms. Hernandez, and Mr. Nazarian has questions on 112.
All right, let's take up
Mello?
112 at this time, if we can track down Mr. Nazarian, but we'll begin by comments from Councilmember Hernandez on 112.
112.
Great. Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, I rise in full support of the fiscal year 25-26 ULA expenditure plan. This is the largest ULA expenditure plan ever. This plan moves more than $424 million into housing justice efforts across the city. This is only possible because revenue continues to grow. Nearly every quarter, ULA brings in more money to make a dent in the housing crisis. The ULA expenditure plan funds 11 programs. These include affordable housing, construction and preservation, home ownership support, eviction prevention, and income support. This is why we were able to pass the right to counsel for tenants and how we fund the enforcement of the tenant anti-harassment ordinance. Nearly $200 million is going directly into new social housing, and for the first time in 2 years, the city is releasing a new notice of funding availability. It could be the largest we've ever seen at $376 million, with $316 million from ULA alone. The results are already evident. ULA funds have helped advance 795 affordable housing units. Over 10,000 tenants have remained housed thanks to rental assistance. 500 low-income seniors and people with disabilities have received income support. This year's budget includes more than $42 million to sustain and expand the program. The ULA expenditure plan is progress that we can measure, and most importantly, it reflects what the voters wanted. These are real investments that slowed down the eviction to homelessness pipeline. Colleagues, ULA is working. We're keeping people housed, and we're accelerating affordable housing. We have momentum, and I want to see the people's will through, the voters, their will. That's why I'm voting in support of this expenditure plan, and I urge you, colleagues, to do the same. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you so much. So, Madam Clerk, we'll hold this item on the desk. Mr. Nazarian is in discussion with staff at this moment, so we'll move on with the other items before us.
Okay. If Mr. Price would like to return, there are several items where amendments have been circulated and submitted and public comment has been satisfied. Would council like to go through those items now, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Item 32 is an amendment by Ms. Park, second by Mr. Lee.
All right. Let's open the roll on that item, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
All right. What's next?
Next would be the amendment on item 58. And for 58, the amendment has been submitted, and Ms. Hernandez has comments on 58.
All right. Let's open the roll on that item, close the roll.
Ms. Hernandez, do you still have comments on 58?
Councilmember Hernandez.
Yes, thank you. And you're going to hear me 3 more times. Apologies.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, I rise today to speak on item 6, a motion I co-introduced with Councilmember Soto Martinez and Jurado to fund phase 1 of a public bank feasibility study. Last month was the last straw. We were forced to make brutal decisions due to a $1 billion budget deficit. It exposed the reality of our city's budget. It stretched thin, deeply reactive, and consistently fails to fund the things that our Angelinos are demanding, like affordable housing. Tens of millions of public dollars go into the vaults of private banks in the form of interest and fees. Not into fixing streetlights, not into fixing sidewalks, not into trash pickup, but to line the pockets of Wall Street investors at the expense of hard-working, tax-paying Angelinos. That's what we're up against. A budget process and financial system where we have to fight to protect city jobs and core services while interest payments and settlement checks go out like clockwork. These private banks are making a lot of money off of us. So yes, I've had enough. My colleagues have had enough, and our constituents have had enough. And 58 community organizations are saying we need a public bank ASAP. We're not voting to create a public bank today. This motion allocates a total of $45,000 from our council office discretionary funds to study the implications for the city to hold, manage, and leverage its own money. We're asking this council to approve the transfer of funds into an account that would eventually pay for the study. That's it. It's something that this council has unanimously agreed to explore. So let's put our money where our mouths are and fund the study that will get us answers to questions like, what would it cost to start? What could it save over time? And what could this tool be used to fund in the future, and the future we keep talking about? The answer might be yes. If so, then what excuse will we have to keep doing business as usual? Because business as usual is bleeding our city dry and making private bank institutions richer. Thank you to Council Members Hugo Soto Martinez and Jurado for putting in the work, and to Council Member Yaroslavsky for seconding this motion, and to the Public Bank Los Angeles and the 58 community organizations that push this forward. SEIU 721, the LA Fed, UTLA, Inclusive Action for the City, Destination Crenshaw, ACT LA, ACE, United Way, and many more. Thank you for refusing to accept crumbs and for pushing us. Also, thank you to my colleagues like Councilmember Blumenfield, who has agreed to put in more resources, or we talked about it at least.
Not me, it's
and
not
he's
zoomed
so
in.
thank you for that. So colleagues, the question before us is not whether the Municipal Bank of LA is a silver bullet. It's whether this city council is serious about finding a solution to the financial drain that continues to harm the very communities we are elected to serve and continues to make private banks rich. So I respectfully ask for your support on this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Hernandez. Councilmember Blumenfield.
Yes, appreciate Councilmember Hernandez. I wanted to make one correction to what you stated, because you said there's 45,000 in there, but with the amendment that we put forward where I'm kicking in 15, there's now 60,000 to make sure that we can get that study done. So thank you for all the members for doing it, and that puts enough money in the till to do it.
All right. Any other comments on this item? All right. Seeing none, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
All right. What's next?
Next would be item number 108, and that amendment has been submitted and public comment has been satisfied on 108.
All right. Let's open the roll on 108, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
All right. What's next?
Next would be item 113. That was amended, and the amendment has also been circulated, and it was called special by Councilmember Rodriguez for a separate vote.
All right. We have 113 called special by Councilmember Rodriguez for a separate vote. It has also been amended. The amendment has been seconded and circulated. Let's open the roll on that item. Close the roll.
Sorry, 113, sorry.
Councilmember Park, sorry.
Bro, are we ever going to get to this public comment?
Council
Ever?
President. Colleagues, I've
Never.
had real concerns and serious questions about this item in committee. Any allegation of untruthfulness or intimidation should be investigated and, if necessary, fully prosecuted. But that means having a report that is broad enough to look at all actors and all proponents, those who collected signatures for the referendum, as well as those who sought to withdraw those voter signatures. Because we know that engaging in misleading tactics are not unique to one group or one organization or one cause when it comes to this issue. And I know this because I have personally been targeted by misleading smear campaigns by the very group now complaining about this behavior. I voted no on the tourism wage ordinance because I didn't think it was thoughtful, and I didn't think it took into account the economic realities. I also didn't think the time was right, and I was well within my rights to vote the way I did, just like all of you were free to vote the way that you did. Yet in the last month, I heard from dozens of concerned citizens in my council district about a harassing and misleading communication that Unite Here and their counter ballot measures pushed out. And I'm going to quote it today just like I did in committee. Quote, Tracy Park voted against raising, guys, can we be quiet in here, please? It's really hard to hear over all the talking.
Please just give the speaker the attention.
Thank you, Council President. And I quote.
So, all right.
Don't get
Sergeants, if you can let us know who's disrupting the meeting, and I will issue them their first warning. Councilmember Park.
And I quote,
you know who
Tracy
it is.
Park voted against raising the minimum wage for hospitality workers. Now her billionaire corporate allies are collecting signatures to lower the minimum wage. A new complaint alleges paid signature gatherers are using misdirection and misconduct to collect these signatures. Don't sign the petition. Email Tracy Park and tell her to stop this misleading effort to lower the minimum wage. That communication is deceptive and misleading.
Triggered, Karen.
Suggesting that I'm involved in the ballot measure.
Base.
I have nothing to do with it. No one consulted me about it. No one even asked my opinion about it. And yet this group is out there suggesting to people that somehow I should stop this.
That's
the
it,
very
base player.
same democratic process that they're using. So I take serious issue with this, and I take very serious issue with the deceptive, misleading, and outright dishonest tactics on all sides. That's why I tried to introduce this amendment in committee, and I'm asking for your support today, because any report that's going to be prepared should look at the actions of the signature gatherers for the referendum and the individuals who are soliciting people to withdraw their signatures from the referendum. I ask for your aye vote, colleagues. Thank you.
Hair in her mouth.
All right. Any other speakers on this
Look at her
item?
hair in her mouth.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Yes, thank you.
Shut up
Thank
in
you.
here.
So my apologies, because I actually registered a no, but we're taking the amendment first, correct?
Shut up, Meg.
There has no, yes, there's going to be the vote on the amendment first, and then the matter itself, depending on the outcome of the amendment
vote, right. Then we'll take the overall item. So I thought I missed the amendment, so if we could just clear the board for a new vote from, because I actually.
All right. Do we take a vote on anything on this item?
No.
Okay.
It was, a vote has not been taken because Councilmember Park was giving her comments.
Right.
So.
No, I understand, but I accidentally hit my.
Shut
no
up,
vote.
Meg.
That's why I was.
Okay. Mr. Soto Martinez.
Accidentally hit me.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you so much for bringing this amendment forward, Ms. Park. I know we had a discussion in committee.
Wasn't this all for fucking
about
closed
this very
session?
issue.
Smoke.
No amendment was presented at that moment.
Punish the
and if
public
it was,
even more.
Written as this, I would have supported it because I don't think there's anything wrong with what you're trying to do. But I also want to just clarify a couple things. Elected officials, we signed up to be mistreated and tarred and feathered by the press and the public. That is part of our job. There have been plenty of things that have been said about me that have been misleading and I didn't agree with, but I didn't bring it into this chamber. Second of all,
called her out.
The reports that have been brought forward are about people being assaulted, people being lied to, people being mistreated, and they've been documented, recorded through testimony, through video, and many other things. So I just want to sort of make a distinction between those two things. Politicians, when we run for office, we sign up for that, whether you like it or not.
Tarred and
But
feathered.
the people out there in the street getting assaulted because they're trying to bring information to the public, they didn't sign up for that. And so I'm supportive of your amendment, but I also want to make that clear distinction. These are two very different issues that we're talking about. But again, I was supported, and I hope folks will support it as well.
All right, I got Councilmember
Oh,
Hernandez.
I see her roll her eyes. I know you've
Councilmember
seen
Rodriguez on
it.
board. Councilmember
I
Hernandez.
know you've seen it.
Thank you, colleagues.
I know you've seen the eye roll.
Understand,
I know you saw it.
the concerns that are coming out of the signature gathering, but I will say that it feels like the energy perhaps is misplaced. You know, these signature gatherers are working for entities, some of them very rich entities. And so if there's going to be accountability, I think it should be with those entities instead of the individuals that are on the ground doing the work. I literally was at the farmer's market a few weeks ago. Someone was collecting signatures against the wage increase. They had no idea what it was about. They were just gathering signatures. And so instead of trying to put all of the weight of repercussions on these signature gatherers, I think the accountability needs to be redirected to the folks who are actually paying people to be out there.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Hernandez, actually, for bringing some kind of calm and, thought to this conversation. To be clear, I didn't sign up to be assaulted or abused. I signed up to be a public servant. Many of us did. So I wanted to just clarify that record. But, when it comes to ballot measures and everything that's happening, of all the things, to be honest, anyone who is assaulted, doesn't matter what you do, whether it's being pursued by a federal agent or whether it's being pursued by a false actor
or
an
an illegal alien.
That's what I want LAPD's time to be invested in doing, is pursuing individuals that
especially
are
illegal aliens
in
that commit
assault,
crimes,
in criminal activity. And I think this idea that's trying to assign blame to one side or another is kind of futile given the demands of what we need LAPD to be focused on. But I think, performative politics is the name of the game these days. So again, I support Ms. Park's amendment for the sake of balance. But to be honest,
she's so pissed right now.
Such a joke. Everyone needs to grow the hell up.
Oops.
And voters need to be educated on what they're signing, number one, because I've seen exploitive tactics all the way around, and it's wrong. But apparently that's what everyone feels comfortable to deduce themselves to at this juncture. And it's sad because, frankly, whether it's happening at the federal level or the local level, it's all wrong. But we need the adults in the room to show up. And what we need our law enforcement officers to be involved in is doing the work of protecting our communities based on the egregious acts that are happening, frankly, at all fronts.
Thank you, Councilmember Rodriguez. And I'll just add to this. I will support Councilmember Park's amendment. But I would say
look
this
at
about
look at her face.
Everybody in the city who claims to care
girl.
about this city, next election cycle, you need to be focused on the national congressional elections. We do not need to blow any resources fighting with each other amongst ourselves. And so that is my editorial comment about
that
all
red
of it.
wave that's coming again.
And with that, I'll ask the clerk to open the roll on this item as amended. Or can we?
I think it is best, Mr. President, to take a vote on the amendment itself and then.
But the maker of the motion is supportive of the amendment.
Okay. Then the item can be voted on in one vote.
The maker of the motion supports the amendment, so we can vote on it as amended.
We got
Mr. President, I was told if there is an objection on the floor, it can't.
We seem
Is
to be
there an objection on the floor?
Experimenting some technological
Besides Mr.
differences.
Spindler?
Okay, then it appears not so. So it can. This item can be voted and recap again. 113 as amended.
All right, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes, 2 noes.
All right, what's next?
One last vote can be taken for amendment, but Mr. Price was recused, and that would be item 81. Mr. Price, you requested recusal on 81. The amendment for this has been circulated.
All right, so Mr. Price is leaving the room again, and his name is coming off the board. So let's open the roll on that item, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right.
Now, council may vote on the findings for special 1A, correct?
All right, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
Yeah. Okay, coming right now. Be right back, Chris.
14 ayes.
All right.
And now council may go into public comment, sir.
All right, we had the earlier item that Council District 2 had questions on. Are you ready to proceed with that item, Mr. Nazarian?
This was item 112, I believe, and I just left the meeting in the back. my questions have been answered, so thank you.
So can we proceed for a vote? You're fine for that?
Please.
Just a moment. Mr. Price is recused, so he has to leave the room again.
All right, Mr. Price recused, so we'll take his name off the board and he'll remain out of the room. All right, let's open the roll on that item, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Now council can go into public comment, sir.
All right, I got Mr. Soto Martinez. You're on the board for something? No? Okay. All right, that's Madam Clerk, Madam City Attorney, if you can send us the instructions for closed session.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm sorry, confused. For public comment, which we will take for 1 hour, so that puts us at 1:28, that we will close public comment for this meeting.
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total, for the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you're on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the President. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment today are items 1 through 11, 116 to 122, 124 to 151. Again, that's items 1 through 11, 116 to 122, 124 to 151. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment, which will be held which you can give at the end of your agenda item comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction.
I'll begin calling names. Kelsey Mangan, Donald Harlan, and Alfred Gonzalez.
Which items would you like to speak to today?
Yes, good afternoon. All items and general public comment, as well as the special item. Don't forget the special.
You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
So we have an item, actually before I talk, I just want to make sure that Councilmember Marchese, it's not my fault that you have snitches on your staff, so please don't blame me for that. Blame your staffers for that. Moving on, we have an item on parking meters, right? Parking meters and increasing the rates of parking meters. Well, let's talk about the rates of parking meters and where parking meters should actually be established. Wouldn't you know it, over on L. Ron Hubbard Way, there's actually no parking meters, and it's illegal for the cult of Scientology to do that, and the city is losing money over it. We have a lot of new faces here, and they should know that the city is losing millions of dollars for not installing parking meters over on L. Ron Hubbard Way, where the big blue building is Scientology. I know a lot of people here who use TikTok know quite a bit about Scientology, and I'm sure many of you probably have seen William Good and other people, but this is actually a legitimate motion on the agenda right now that the city is deliberately choosing not to install parking meters over there because they do sweetheart deals with the city, so they get shady money under the table as cuts in order to continue prosecuting people that dare criticize Scientology and all other manner of political shenanigans. Now we're going to move on to yet another agenda item, and it's actually relating to the Brown Act violations for having law enforcement officers in closed session. In closed session, the only people allowed are the staffers themselves and the council members and the city attorney deputies. Why is it that law enforcement officers are present in your closed sessions? Well, how do you think I get so many of the other snitches as well, including the staffers? You're not supposed to have law enforcement officers inside closed sessions. It's only supposed to be the staffers, the council members, and the deputies over at the city attorney's office. This is why this entire body has so many issues with snitches front, left, right, and center, and you have yourselves to blame for it. But, I'm glad. But, hey, at least you guys don't get any cut of that money that they sell over to KTLA 5, myself, probably even Audit LA, and even Shrimp, even a Bike Guy. Poor Bike Guy has to get in on the cut, too. We're going to move on here to another interesting topic as to the special item that I know they're not going to give me time for, but I'm going to make sure I get it out anyway. The reason why they had closed session is because they had to retain the Covington firm because the city's under various criminal investigations by the DOJ for the various felonies they commit by laundering money from the homelessness programs, by having their little nest eggs at their various nonprofits, that once they leave being a council member, they have that cushion to fall back on, and it's fine that 72 people a week minimum on Skid Row alone are dying a week because they still get their cut of the money. It's fine that at least 7 people a day are dying right now as we speak in this air-conditioned room because all the homelessness fraud programs that are supposed to actually help people are actually not helping people at all. It's fine because they get their cut of it, and it's fine that we keep ignoring the homelessness issue. Moving on to my general public comment at this point. So the beautiful part about general public comment is we can just sort of riff on anything we want, right? And I'm here today to riff on the fact that, first of all, Hugo finally answered a question yesterday in front of William Gu. The first time Hugo's ever dared look any reporter in the eye in a very long time. Hugo actually ran in the middle of traffic and would much rather have offed himself from a car coming onto him in incoming traffic than answer a simple question. That's the kind of person that Hugo is. That's what he thinks leadership constitutes, and this is what you can expect out of city council. This is an entire clown show. I know some of you actually believe in this crap, but this is a whole clown show.
Yeah, I know
you have an indicted current price for felony fraud. You have Weezar, yet another council member that went down on fraud. You have at least 2 others that are going to come down on felony charges, and you have Padilla that literally said to the police chief, hey, can you give me advance notice when the feds are going to raid my house for all the felonies I've committed? I mean, this is the kind of shit that you can expect out of city council, and you better take the comment on special agenda item because I know you're going to try to bullshit your way out of that one.
So he was the first speaker, right? I only missed him. Really?
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
Oh, sorry.
Which items would you like to speak to?
Number 80.
Smoke.
Okay, number 80 has not available for public comment, but you can speak to it in general public comment, so you'll have 1 minute.
Okay. My name is Kelsey Mangan. I am with the Rent Brigade, and I am a tenant in Council District 11, speaking on agenda item number 80. Please vote yes on the permanent ordinance to end rent evictions. The recent wildfires worsened in a severely limited housing market. We were already dealing with an eviction crisis, and hundreds of people have been displaced due to renovation work. Rent eviction is an urgent problem that the City Council unanimously voted to put an end to with a temporary ordinance. City Council must adopt a permanent ordinance today to ensure people are safe in their homes and protected by this ordinance. I have lived in Los Angeles for 13 years, and I love my community. There's no reason me or my neighbors should lose our homes to renovation work. This allows landlords to evict loyal tenants and rent them for more money, which will drive up broader rent and only worsen this housing crisis. Please vote in support of the ordinance today to stop landlords from exploiting this loophole. Thank you.
Maybe it was glitching. Yeah, I don't even know how to raid. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I know how to push live and go. Push start and go live. That's all I know how to do.
Please start the time.
Mr. Herman, start his time. Viewer discretion is advised.
Prohibition of the use of the N-word and the C-word epithet. Now, what does that mean in English, Mr. Dogson? Mr. Dogson, the DOJ and the government want to know why you are suppressing the C word spelled C and followed by a U like you and an N like you and a T for terrific for Trump. The reason behind this non-vulgar viewpoint, as you see, we got a yellow white caps here, like me, a white nigger too, talking about speaker time to speak for the remainder of the meeting. Well, I'm literally
Look at the chicks in the front row.
practicing this
They're laughing
because
at him.
it's a pattern and practice of government suppressing your free speech as white niggers too, and your free speech of white niggers too, like me, a white nigger
look
too.
at them.
You
Look
should
at
move
them
on to your
laughing.
next item.
Look at all of
I
them.
don't get to finish the N word.
They're all laughing.
All right, I'll go to the next item. Now, regarding what David O'Carter said just the other day regarding shelters, free rent, rentable living, and asshole taxpayers like you that pay taxes to these stupid assholes, dumbass, to understand is that ramen noodle, I'm on number
Look at all these
135, Miss Attorney.
They
for the
love
record.
'em.
Fuck you, thank you.
They love them.
Regarding Mulholland Drive, the only thing you can drive in Mulholland is this into the Constitution. Donald Trump hates you. You're all going to hell. So then I go into 138 where that dickhead Hernandez and Joardo are talking about city neighborhoods, emergency, increase. Well, Smoke and Scan and I already know the problem. We're being smoked and scammed by $90,000 in District 1 when we should be voting for Mr. Spindler and not the interruption by the Gucci bag lady, Imelda, the union worker, under David Jose Huerta and that other bitch who sent her staff to try to kill a police officer, Ms. Joardo there. Thank you for the interruption. Now, let me go into the other enlightening words of lightning because I'm a white nigger too, for the record. I am heartbroken that you, Bob Bloomfield, and you, is your name Padilla? Where's your little chongo, the Gucci bag? You didn't bring them today. Too bad. Now into my non-agenda public comment. 42 U.S.C. 1983, the Bain Act 52-142, fuck local government in the name of Donald Trump, who saved the fucking LAPD from all the riots. In the name of Bondi, who will soon sue the government of Los Angeles for your fucked up sanctuary cities, stealing public money, stealing taxpayers' money, and only one white nigger like me has the RNC on his side. So when you want to vote Democrat, think of your housing situation. Think of your rent situation. Think of how you're living in this fucked up city of Los Angeles with all those boarded windows, with all that illegal shit going on, because illegal is illegal. And closing argument, Smoke and Scan, you're right. The attorney wears a mask. What a fucking cunt. Thank you.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Danielle Macus, Emily Filkin, and Sonia Desse-Demel.
Bro. Holy smokes. Well, we're 3 deep in, ladies and gentlemen. We're 3 deep. Viewer discretion is advised.
So number 140, it's the end of rap music, everybody.
Watch all these chicks.
Today we are going to ban one of the worst words in the English language. It starts with an N and ends with an R. Thank goodness this was my plan all along. I sit in my home in Jewish Israel, in Encino, and out of the windows of young men come rap lyrics in the morning, blasting filthy anti-Semitic remarks, using the N-word, using the F-word, disturbing my community and targeting me racially as a white man.
You must be listening to Kanye.
Today, we are going to ban the use of N-word rap music in this city, and if anybody blares it out, we'll be arrested on sight. Let's give Eunice a hand for her motion. Because if a white man can't say a word that starts with an N, a black man can't either. And now we get into the other agenda.
Good old Eunices.
We have a couple of liquor licenses today. One in Tracy Park's district, and the other over there in Monical Rodriguez's district. And of course, Monical
and little Miss Park over there are more interested in selling alcohol and having men get drunk and beat their wives and kids instead of protecting public safety. Smoke. If you're going to protect public safety, you two lunatic hoes, why don't you ban liquor licenses in the city for 1 straight year? We are oversaturated with alcohol. Everywhere I go, Bob, there's alcohol. When I pick up a prostitute on 77th and Fig, there's alcohol. When I go home, there's alcohol. Alcohol everywhere. Fuck alcohol. And then we talk about the fiscal emergency. We are in a crisis. We are missing $2 billion of stolen homeless funds. But I have good news. Marchese knows where the money is, and the star witness, everybody, is going to be Matt Szabo to testify against the council members and send them to prison. Let's give Matt Szabo a hint. Now, you see, the 4th floor, everybody, they got it on lockdown. You can't go up to the council offices anymore and ask for city services, especially Imelda Padilla, who locked down her council office because she's afraid of what?
FBI.
And why are you afraid of the FBI?
Because I'm a criminal, allegedly.
That's right. So I say, go get him, FBI. Go get him. And now for the general comment. As Marchese knows, when I was leaving his council chambers Friday, Imelda waved a finger at me and said something about my deceased mother in Spanish. Now, you have to understand here that my mother was a goddamn fucking hoe. She fucked every black man over in the West Hills.
This is not within the purview of the city of Los Angeles. I'll ask you to get on a topic germane to the Los Angeles City Council or sit down.
Would you let me talk? If you're going to take and attack somebody's family, they have a right to retard.
All right, Madam City Attorney, this speaker's off topic.
Doesn't a city council member
Speaker, you need to
have
speak
a
to
right
something within the subject matter
criticize
jurisdiction of
people?
this body. Otherwise, you can forfeit your time.
Okay, so simply put, as we say in the Sicilians, a fool of guts. In other words, you dumb bitch, fix my street lights over in Van Nuys.
Mr. Spindler, everybody. Mr. Spindler. 3-inch shrimp coming up.
You already know who I am. Hello, Mr.
Oh,
President.
it's the, what
I'll
does she
tell
call
you,
herself?
I'm very impressed with Hernandez and also Hugo for doing the things they're doing for migrants. People like that, it's nonsense. This land is not theirs. This building right here is built by slaves and also people from other countries, even the walls. I don't know what nonsense. I've heard so much nonsense, racist stuff today out there from this lady, that man that was just finished talking, and the other idiot. This is not a circus. We are people. We bleed. We love each other. This is God's land. This is not a white land. This is Jesus' land. He made it for the people. Sir, I hope you make a law against people like that, because people like that need a law when they're insulting people and talking like that about people, that people can hear it, because it's not right. People, if they got a law for everything else, they should have a law for discrimination like that. Because people like that shouldn't be around people that do good like Ms. Hernandez and Hugo.
Emotional damage.
Sir, sit down.
All items.
You over here talking shit to Steven out in LA.
You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
116.
Hold on 1 second, Councilmember Hernandez.
Council President, is too loud. I can't hear the public comment.
Too loud.
All right, we'll ask everyone in the gallery to quiet down so that we can hear the speakers as they come forward. Thank you, Councilmember
Maybe
Hernandez.
stop
Also,
chewing.
those of us around the
You can
horseshoe,
hear.
if we can be mindful of our volume as
can
their
instruct your
conversations.
staffers, that'd be really
Hold on, I'll call on you when it's your time to come back. So if everyone around the horseshoe can be mindful. We got a lot of people in here. The
shut the
acoustic
fuck
in
up.
this room makes your voices carry. So we'll ask everybody in the horseshoe, around the horseshoe, and in the gallery to be mindful. Thank you.
So we know that the council president is trying to rush this agenda so he can go on vacation. We know his job is very hard, and we know how amendments get voted on. Anyways, emergency. We're glad that it's no longer June. We're glad that all of you feel really proud. And while you were doing the most performative things by putting our lights and hanging off flags, the city was being raided. Immigrant communities, trans communities, folks that continue to build the city, unlike the rest of you, were being raided. So I'm glad that all of you felt really, really, really proud during June. What you can actually do, Council President, instead of just declaring an emergency, you can set forth a rent eviction protection. You can set forth providing a safety net for these individuals, and you can definitely set forth advancing an equitable investment in trans, gender expansive, and intersex communities. Yet, the CAO was really quick to commission a report on how not only do we need to pay the police overtime for beating on the protesters, not knowing how they're doing, making up rules like they do during this meeting. The council president staff refuses to ever come out. Not Maurice, not your chief of staff, not you. So you cannot hide on the LAPD on how to run these meetings.
Don't know, Sean.
Item number 122. Again, more funding for the LAPD, more transfer of funds. So again, you can continue to run this city broke. You can continue to make sure that we continue to pay out time and time again all the abuse and the excessive use of force by the LAPD. Item number 134. Thanks, again, instead of putting more money to pay for the lights, we ask that the city council set forth an initiative, a motion like the state did, like the county did, that is truly investing in the lives of our people and not just continue to criminalize us and create an LAPD force that is going to continue to lead the city to be broke. Lastly, item number 144. Again, we need a report back from the LAPD. We do know that the LAPD is working with ICE. All of the council members know that. That's why Officer Tracy here is afraid. I don't know why you're afraid. You're constantly walking around with a whole gang of LAPD officers around you. So I'm pretty sure all the protesters are going to get to you. At any rate, we would love to be able to make sure that the city council moves forward. You have one more day. That's the reason why you're rushing everything to tomorrow. And you will continue to see the chaos, the circus. Not even Tracy can bring the decent white people that want to make Venice white, even though it was never white, from the west side here. Not even they can stay quietly in this meeting. Look at the joke that you create. And this is all being led by the joke of a council president that is Marquise Harry Dawson. So I cannot wait for you to get indicted like all your predecessors or get voted out of office. Do I get another minute for general public comment? Because I can keep going. Great. General public comment. Thank you to the offices of this body that are invested in working with us, making sure that the community is able to lead budget advocacy, is able to lead policy procedures that isn't just training for the LAPD so they can continue to murder people like they did Linda Becerra, and any trans person, any black person, any homeless person that they continue to see. So we look forward to working with every single council office, ideally 9 or 10 of you, because we know the 5 offices that are trash that are never going to move. And more importantly, I know Monica's out doing something, and, but Councilmember Padilla, podemos ir a la tele y decir lo que vamos a hacer por el pueblo. Este concilio, este cuerpo puede invertir en nuestra comunidad y no solamente ponerse enfrente de las cámaras y decir, oh, lástima que ICE no podemos controlar nada. So do your job, you can do this, and we look forward to all your staffers actually listening and not just continue to ignore the public just because Marquise leads by example. Thank you.
Emotional damage.
Thank you, gay, trans, racist guy.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
Agenda item 80.
You can get 1 minute of general public comment to speak to item 80.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Danny. I was born in LA at Cedar Sinai.
Thank you,
My
Base.
mother was born at Cedar Sinai. My sisters and I have been raised by communities across LA, and we're a family of renters. When they asked me about my work, I could use jargon like I work in equitable building decarbonization, but instead, I explained that I'm working to get renters good air conditioning to withstand these longer heat waves or necessary housing repairs to reduce their utility bills and improve their health. The biggest response I get is, won't those upgrades increase my rent or put me at risk of eviction? Tenants should not have to choose between housing quality or housing stability. This is a false choice. Council members, you have the power today to challenge this false choice. You have the power today to achieve a major win across both housing and climate. Please vote in support of the permanent ordinance to end rent evictions. Thank you.
Oh, 3-inch shrimp. Get it. 3-inch shrimp. 3.
Please start the time.
Come on, come on.
All right, good morning. Let's start with item number 1. Item number 1.
Here we go.
It's
worth it, though. Look at the girls in front of them. They're laughing already. You can see them laughing. They all have smiles. All of them. Look at the whole front row. He's getting laid today. One in the blue dress is going to bang him out. Chicks love musicians. Bro, they're all
now let's move
giggling.
on to item number 2. Look
at him. Look at him. She's recording him now. Look at him. She has her phone out. Done the reverse fucking, oh my God, what is this? Where am I at right now? TikTok post. I think that's what it is. Lace, no joke. Look at Spindler dancing in the back over there. Look at him dancing back there.
Let's move on to item number 140. Number 140 is seems like we are trying to ban some words. So thank you very much, Council President Smoking Scan. Now I want to ask our Council President Smoking Scan. Am I allowed to use the word smoking scan?
Yes.
Am I allowed to use the word?
Yes, you are.
Dana, I'm not allowed to use the word Big Amy. I'm not allowed to say the word Audit LA because right now the council president trying to ban 1 word. Tomorrow they're gonna ban 2 words. Next year they're gonna ban 10 words. Eventually they're gonna ban every single English word right there. It seems like our city attorney is doing a great job on violating the First Amendment rights. So I'm here to shout out to our smoking scan to make sure you are everybody, every one of your family members and chat groups are informed that we are no longer allowed to use some words. Continue that I heard a lot of blacks are using the word every single day on the train, on the bus, on the hallway, on the street, just because they are blacks, so they have a special privilege. So just because they are blacks, so they are allowed to have a special rights. So just because they are blacks, just so they have a special rights over any other Caucasian. So because I am a Caucasian, so that means I don't have a special privilege. So I thought that it was, we are no longer in the segregation. I thought white slavery is no longer allowed. I thought white slavery is no longer permitted under the law. But right now, somehow just because you are black, you have allowed, you will be afforded the First Amendment rights. Just because you are white, you are no longer afforded the First Amendment rights. I want to say thank you very much, City Attorney, and I will never give up my First Amendment and Second Amendment rights. Thank you very much, Council President Smoking Scan. I will continue to be here no matter how many times they use LAPD to arrest me.
There he is, 3-inch
Before the
shrimp.
next
We
speaker,
love him.
I'd like to call a few more names.
8.
Nicholas Cabeza, Zach Goldberg, Jan Fukuhara, Eliza Valencia, and Stacy Segarra Bollinger.
Oh, Stacy, the 19-time Grammy Award winner. And I didn't hear he's there. Let's do under over 2 in case he comes up. Under over 2, put it in the chat room now. That's how many uhs and ums we're going to hear.
Speak to?
Good afternoon, Council President and members of the City Council. I'm Nicholas Cabeza speaking on item number 97.
Okay, you'll have 1 minute for general public comment because public comment has been held on that item already.
Got it. Thank you. Many cities have ordinances regulating, limiting, or banning short-term rentals. However, enforcing these ordinances is often difficult. Short-term rental platforms do not display the addresses of properties on their listings, making it nearly impossible to tell if a unit is legally licensed or whether platforms are collecting and remitting the correct transit occupancy taxes. SB 346 will level the playing field by providing local governments with the physical addresses of each short-term rental, enhancing audit capability over TOT, and ensuring the correct amount of TOT is being collected and remitted to local governments. With major events taking place right now here in Los Angeles over the next few years, I encourage you to support item number 97 to ensure the correct amount of TOT is being collected. Thank you for your time and consideration.
It's in the blue shirt in the very corner. Look at Mr. Spindler running around. Stacy wants song title and artist at the same time.
Speaker, which item
Need
would you like to
both.
speak to?
We'll just say all items and general public comment.
We'll have 3 minutes for the items, 1 minute for general public comment.
Thank you. 116 and 117 are both extensions of emergency orders, one relating to the fires and one relating to what's sort of being described in the agenda as stuff like vandalism, looting. But I think the real emergency is the way the LAPD are treating demonstrators. And we've already paid out close to $1 billion in liabilities since 2020. That's going to cause the city a lot more liabilities. Maybe you should address that in this extension of an emergency ordinance. Items 124 and 125 are lighting up City Hall and ceremonies and all this bullshit for LGBTQIA community and for the Americans with Disabilities Act. As a queer person, obviously, I support the LGBTQIA community, and as an advocate, I support disabilities. But what's bullshit about it is you do these ceremonial things, you throw $400 at lights, but you're not actually making any tangible steps to improve the lives of those people. Members of the LGBTQIA community are twice as likely than the rest of the population to become homeless. At least 31% of the unhoused resident population have some sort of disability. So instead of spending $438 of taxpayer money on some bullshit lights that don't mean anything, maybe put that funding towards something that actually helps these populations. Item 122 is $165,000 to be taken out of the general fund to fund the LAPD further. The LAPD got over 40% of our budget in the most recent fiscal year. For this fiscal year we just started, also was negotiated to hire the positions that originally you voted to remove in the initial budget. So that it's bullshit that you can't just let their department work out those things themselves. Item 140, C is for council and their corruption, U is for undermining.
Look at them in the front row now.
The First
They love her.
Amendment and the Brown
whole show
Act
here.
while our city is declining. N is for now is not a good time to
Look at 'em rocking their
attack
heads.
freedom of speech. T is for tragedy the people are enduring in your failure to lead. Anybody catch what that spelled out? I think it's bullshit that you're prioritizing things that because your ears are offended, you're so weak, you have to curb freedom of speech for everyone. And you know for a fact this is going to bring lawsuits. It's bullshit that Councilmember Rahman seconded this motion, considering she's used the threat of liabilities and lawsuits in the past to justify going against the wishes of her constituents. But in this case, Marquis Harris Dawson says he can't wait to get in front of a judge, which means he's anticipating lawsuits. This is an attack on free speech. Council, you're about to go on recess, but first you got some business to do. 150 items for us to assess. a big agenda to hurry through. Nithya Raman once said she wants accessibility for people to address their government.
Green
It's
Day?
about time you challenge Marquise to reinstate remote comment. Vice Chair of the Rules Committee, you've got the power to do something. And I know that you're full of lies, but it's not too late to keep your promises. Bring back remote comment. A lot of people are here. You should be going way past an hour for comment today.
True.
And if any of you don't stand up for the people and ask your president to extend public comment today, you're a little bitch.
There it is. There it is. Stacey Segar Bollinger.
Okay. Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
Yes, I'd like to speak to everything and public
Audit
comment,
LA.
please.
Okay, you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please start with the items.
Thank you. I absolutely will stand here, and for the record, I detest the N-word. I hate hearing it. I hate hearing it here. I hate, even when I listen to rap music, which I like rap music, I will not say it, I won't sing it, and I don't even want to hear it from the rappers. I wish the word would go away completely. Like, that's my thought. But all right, but you're picking which words, okay, to ban. What about slur words on Latinos or LGBT or okay, you covered the woman one with the C word, but why you're picking and choosing which words we can, people can or cannot speak. And I think it's a little disingenuous, sir, and counsel. And you know what? But I'm not for you banning any words, okay? Because I don't think it's your job. Okay, there's a thing called free speech, and even unpopular speech or speech we don't like or that we detest, which I detest it. Okay, and I make it very clear, and I let I detest it. But what I detest more is for you to sit there and vote on what we can say or not say. Okay, I don't like it. It's called the First Amendment for a reason, and you can laugh, sir. It's okay.
Speaker, you should move on to your next agenda item.
All right, the next agenda item is. I agree with you. I don't want to see ICE in schools. Okay, I don't think that I would like as a mom. I'd be like terrified
I've yet to see
thinking
one
that
school.
someone could come in the schools. Okay, that terrifies me. But one thing I'm curious about is ICE is coming in in the neighborhoods, whatever. But there's a big blue building that I've been warning you guys about that they have people that they traffic here, Scientology. They hold their credentials and their visas so they cannot leave, okay? And you know what? Maybe someone there would like to be rescued or whatever, but you're not, you're just picking and choosing. You don't want to help anybody that may want help. So that's a little disingenuous too. So no, I don't want them doing it. And I don't want people who want to be here to be, you don't have to go terrorize neighborhoods. But what if there's people who have said that they've been trafficked and they had their things, credentials withheld? I have a friend that was in that situation, could not leave, but you're not going to go check them because you guys are owned by Scientology. Okay, next one. Bounty hunters not identifying themselves. You know what? I think that's crap too. I think every law enforcement should have to identify themselves. I think every public official should have to identify themselves because how else are you going to I had a cop once that wouldn't identify themselves. And how do you file a complaint? Okay, people need to be able to be identified. Everyone should be able to be identified.
I don't know.
And and that's just the fact. And also when it comes to the parking. All right, I say, no, don't increase it until you put parking meters on L. Ron Hubbard Way. Why do they get special favor? Okay, public comment. I want to shout out to Smoke and Scan, and I'm curious, I can't wait to see all the nonsense that has happened here today and all the nonsense that's going on, and you put it for the very last day. I've been coming here for a long time. I've been talking about, the different abuses of Scientology, and Mr. Hugo says, oh, we're here to take the abuses of the people. That's what we get paid to do. We're hired to, no, you're not hired to take our abuse. You're hired to work for us. You're hired to do your job. You're all hired to listen. You're supposed to be listening. You don't, except for Mr. McCosker. He's the only one he's not listening now. That big fail, Mr. McCosker. But you know what? That's what you're paid to do, okay? That's what you're hired to do. to do your jobs, okay? And you guys have been failing miserably on so many levels. So no, and that's why you're getting so much hate in return. I get it. But no, I've come here a lot saying about, and we're going to be hearing a lot more about the slave labor, okay? People are making slave labor in America, and you don't care. Thank you.
Out of LA, everybody.
I would like to call up Shrimp, E. Alvers, Esmeralda Negrete, and Joven Houston.
Shrimp. He signed up as Shrimp, too. That's awesome.
Good afternoon. My name is Jan Fukuhara. I was also called, but before I begin, I really do want to thank the President, council members, and my particular council member for having the patience, fortitude, and stamina to actually survive this on a daily basis. I thank you for that as an owner, resident, stakeholder, and voter. So, as said, my name is Jan Fukuhara, and I am speaking on number 8 agenda item for the conversion of the bid to a property from a merchant-based one. I also am representing a lot of the Little Tokyo seniors. We are very concerned, as you well know, about everything that has happened in the last few weeks. We are very concerned about our personal safety and security, and having a bid conversion would actually help make that happen because of the increased funding and security for Little Tokyo. And that's what I will say now because I know my time is running out. I have made these comments in public forum before, but I thank you again for your time, consideration, patience, fortitude, and support, and I hope that you vote to approve this and adopt this for the bid conversion for Little Tokyo to property-based. Thank you.
I think Robot Lady Dog is next. A Robot Dog Lady.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
113, general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please start with the item.
Okay, hello. My name is Javon Houston. After fighting 2 years to improve my health care, it was taken from me by greedy corporations. Today, we should be celebrating to improve our health care in the living wage ordinance, but now it's delayed. These signature gatherers intimidated us and act violently against us, and they lied to Los Angeles voters. We demand and urge the city clerk to invalidate the petition and overturn the Olympic wage. We need this. We should not have to fight as hard as we do to get a decent wage here in Los Angeles. We are the essential workers of Los Angeles. We make airports run. We make hotels run. We are the workers. Please, stop the delays. Stop the shenanigans. We need this. We should not have to wait any longer. We shouldn't have to fight physically for this. You city council members, please do what's right for the workers and the working class people of Los Angeles, because we make the city run. Thank you.
Who took in your health care?
I would like to call up Steph Arb, Jay Goff, Ellie Byron, and Sage Marcos.
Damn, they haven't called he's pissed.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
Oh, there's Gun Club.
General public comment, as well as item 116, item 117, item 118, item 119, item 120.
Okay, you'll have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general
Y'all
public
don't want to
comment.
hear all the items, but that y'all put it in the agenda. That's kind of cute. It's really a shame how you guys want to act like you're adults and you're the big people in the room when you can't even be in your seats during public comment. That's really a shame. So we have all these settlements all over, and it really makes you wonder how you could cram millions and millions and millions and millions and meals and mills and all other fucking way you could say it in between like dozens and dozens and dozens of items for the last day of council business at the end of a season, pretty much. It's pretty much like the season finale of city council. They'll come back from recess after a while when they go, someone probably goes south of the border, some will go north of the border. There's a lot of Canadians in LA. They might visit some friends. But they're not going to be here. We learned that from our mayor, that when it's time to do council business, they'll be outside of the city and then they'll call up and be like,
don't
I had
know,
no
Natalie.
idea there were problems, as if everyone in the city doesn't know there's problems. These hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of settlements per item is clearly evidence of this. The city is excited about going to court. They love it. And the system loves it even more. That's why there's a never-ending supply of court cases to go through. There's a backlog the size of maybe 2 of these agendas of cases. Because this agenda, I don't know if anybody can see this on the camera, it's about the size of a fucking textbook. And it's just paper. It's not even a cover on this. But they did print it in color, which was nice. I believe there's an item about censorship. This council doesn't like naughty words. It's really disgusting how they can just come up here and act like they can tell us what we can and cannot say. This is what the government, this is what anybody really does to you
Communists
when you're going to be
do.
screaming about something, is that they put tape over your mouth and they call what you're saying violence. It's just, I'm saying a bunch. I feel like an idiot. But y'all not listening anyway, so who the fuck cares? But the N word and the C word, I mean, what are we doing here? Y'all are a bunch of cunts. You know what's cunty behavior? Going up in front of a bunch of people that pay you over $200,000 a year, a combined total of $1 million fucking plus dollars, basically, once you take into account all your little gifts and stuff on the side. And you go up there and you do the most craziest things. Like, we had Tracy Park up here complaining about people criticizing her. That was the most unhinged shit I've ever seen. And, we're allowed to call y'all cunts. Because that's what y'all are. You take our money, make it disappear, tell us to shut the fuck up and deal with it, and act like you're giving us any options here. You're lucky. In the U.S., they used to do a lot worse than call you a cunt when you showered the public in grievances. It's really a shame.
I would like to call up Kathleen Higashiyama, G. Northway, Julian Alexander Makara, and Steve Alexander.
Gracias.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
Señora, ¿en qué puntos quisiera dar su comentario?
Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Esperanza Montes. Soy miembro de Unión GIR Local 11.
Hi, my name is Esperanza Montes, and I'm a member of Unite Here Local 11.
Tengo 5 años trabajando en Fly and Food Group como lavaplatos para vuelos internacionales de LAX.
I've been working for the last 5 years in Flying Food Group as a dishwasher for international flights going out of LAX.
Yo estaba contando con el sueldo olímpico.
I was depending on the Olympic salary, Olympic wage.
Porque como único sostén de mi hogar, quería yo sobreponerme.
And as the only person that is bringing in income for my home, I wanted to be able to get ahead.
Y comprar los medicamentos de mi esposo enfermo y que él no puede trabajar.
And be able to buy medication for my husband, my sick husband, that can no longer work.
Estoy aquí porque es muy importante.
I'm here because this is extremely important.
Estoy desvelada, no he dormido, salí de mi trabajo.
I've been up all night. I haven't slept at all. I left work
a las 7 de la mañana del día de hoy.
At 7 a.m. this morning.
Y vine derecho aquí.
And I came straight here.
Para que ustedes me escuchen.
I came here so that you could hear me and listen to me.
Y nos apoyen en la lucha.
And for you to join us and support us in this fight.
Por favor, concejales.
Please, council members.
Pidan al secretario municipal que invaliden.
Ask the ask the
You allow what, Kevin?
the city clerk
What am I missing?
to invalidate
el referéndum para
Packing up a
revocar
ball.
el salario
What did I miss?
olímpico.
the referendum to overturn the Olympic wage.
Y apoyen la moción número 113
What did I
del
miss, Kevin?
concejal Soto Martínez, por favor.
And support motion for item 113 from Council Member Soto Martinez.
Gracias a todos ustedes por escucharme.
Thank you to everyone for listening.
What's up, Taiji?
Are you listening, council members? Y'all better listen.
Who's there now?
Speaker, which item would you like to speak to?
Hi, my name's Kathleen Higashiyama, and I'd like to speak to item 84 for Foliero Square.
Okay, item 84.
Yeah,
You can
Kevin,
speak
I'm
to in
sorry,
general
I
public
missed
comment.
it.
You'll have 1 minute.
Okay, my name is Kathleen Higashiyama, and I am the granddaughter
talking?
of Antonio Foliero of Foliero's Pizza and the daughter
Oh,
of
I can't
Teresa
help what they're going to
Foliero.
say.
And I just want to extend a very heartfelt thank you to Councilmember Hernandez and Wendy Castro, who's one of the kindest and most organized people I've ever met. The historic Highland Park Neighborhood Council with Darren Gold at the helm, who's just been incredibly supportive, and our incredible community who supported my family's small business since 1968. Foliero Square would be just such a beautiful way to honor the work of my grandfather and my mother and our Foliero staff and our incredibly supportive community. And our small business is just a symbol of hard work and tradition
I think so,
and
Juan
community,
Carlos.
and we look forward to continuing the Foliero's legacy in historic Highland Park for many years to come. So thank you so much.
I haven't seen this guy in a while. He used to come all the time. So, right there. He's two back. I see Robot Dog, and then I see him.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
He might be
General
next now.
comment, please.
You'll have 1 minute.
Hello, my name is Julian Macara. I'm here to speak in solidarity for all those affected by the turbulence of 2025. Our nation is being divided as we meet. Masked armed men are kidnapping members of our community, family members of this very audience as we speak, all the while still uncovered from the fires. The community looks to you for leadership. The community is currently taking the load.
Johnny G.
We see no cohesion to correct the police for aiding federal agents, nor demanding of the mayor to take accountability of the personnel responsible for those policies. Everyone seems to be consolidating their own interests. Who is taking responsibility now? Our mayor? Any one of you? We need to put the interests of the community at the forefront. Pressure the mayor to make effective changes within the LAPD. Allow for access within city warehouses for community distributions. We cannot keep paying for storage units to do your work. Stop ignoring small groups like Imigo, Union Barrio, and Operation Healthy Hearts who are doing the groundwork. We need your help.
There he is.
I would like to call up Lydia Ponce,
Remember, under
Jonah
over
Henry, Wendy Miranda, and Alejandro Campillo.
I signed up as Steve Alexander. I'm going to speak on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, Speaker, you'll have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
All right, so we have 116 and 117. 116 and 117 are mayor's emergency declarations. The 116 is related sort of to the immigration raids, although it seems like the mayor's declaration is more focused on the protests against the immigration raids instead of the big emergency, which is the immigration raids themselves. That is the emergency, and that is what the emergency declaration should reflect, is the fact that these immigration raids are happening in the first place. Now, it seems like you kind of did some corrective stuff on it to maybe try to make it reflect that a little bit more, so that's good if that's the case. But this emergency declaration, the emergency is not, oh, there's protests against the immigration raids. The emergency is the immigration raids themselves.
Yes, Kevin.
And that's
In
what
the
you
store
should
now.
be addressing here. Okay, we have item...
Not a whole lot,
I think
though.
122, which is more, I think maybe that's continued. So we have 120, Oh, no, 122 is still there. That's more police funding in CD12, Stafford B's district. No on that. No on any police funding whatsoever. You defund and abolish this police department that assists ICE and other Trump immigration officials while lying and claiming that they don't. We have items 124 and 125, which are lighting up City Hall. We're lighting up City Hall for Pride, while none of you say anything about how Trump is already planning to use the Olympics, that's happening right here, to promote his transphobia and to prevent trans people from participating in the Olympics being held right here in the city of LA. None of you are saying anything about that whatsoever. So that's something we should be noting here. We have lighting up City Hall for ADA anniversary, while you've literally made the chamber less accessible by putting this extra barrier here that didn't used to be here. People used to be able to roll right up to here. In fact, the council rules still say we're required to approach the podium using the center aisle. You never even changed that, so you're making us violate the council rules every day while making the chamber less accessible. We have a street banner for Dine LA. You know what would help make help the restaurants working to get rid? What would help the restaurants is
Thanks,
ICE
Kate.
leaving the city. So you need to push more for that because people are afraid to go out and eat at the LA restaurants right now because they're worried about even if they're not undocumented, even if they're documented, they just look like they're undocumented or whatever. That they come out.
Thanks, Kate.
And they're afraid to come out right now because they're worried they're going to be kidnapped by ICE or bounty hunters or whatever. So they're not going to eat at the restaurants right now. We have 140, which is the hate speech ban motion. Going to general comment here, I guess. But
there's the link tree right there. Click right there.
What I'll say
Kevin.
on that, on
Bottom
the hate
link.
speech motion, is that I absolutely am against any use of the N and C words during public comment. It's racist, sexist. It is disgraceful to have to hear during these meetings. That said, the First Amendment is probably going to get you into a lot of legal troubles if you pass this. So I'm not really sure we can afford those. It's kind of your heart's in the right place, but it's just not going to work with the Constitution probably. And it's also a slippery slope towards banning stuff you don't like that's not actually hate speech. Okay, so I have 20 seconds here. You should not be taking this recess. You clearly don't even have all kinds of work to do. That's why you crammed 151 items onto this agenda today. Agenda is so large my phone couldn't even handle the HTML file. To cancel the recess and let's work on the serious emergencies the city.
All right, unders win.
Before the next speaker begins, Mr. President, it's been brought to our attention that some members of the audiences are playing their electronic devices in the audience, preventing other members from hearing in this room. So to members of the audience, we ask you to not use your devices, and you've now been warned. If you do it again, that you'll probably be subject to removal from this chamber. Thank you. Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
140, 127, and general public comment.
You have 2 minutes for the items.
Thank you
Please
so much,
start with
Kevin.
I mean, you have 1 minute for the item. The other 2 items you can discuss in general public comment.
Lydia Ponce standing on Sagna, the Yagna, the stolen lands from the Tongva people. We have to recognize that Ms. Hernandez has the only one agenda item that matters. We have all these pages of bullshit because nothing matters more than the children crying down the street. The children are crying down the street, ripped from their parents or left behind on the street. And you want to take insult on 140, on the N-word and the C-word? What about the children that are being taken? What about the children that are left behind? What about their fears and their tears? How dare you take insult while you sit here and worry about your 6 figures for the year? Pray and cry and find the children that are left behind. That's what matters. 127.
How come you didn't have the same
The immigration
energy?
children, I just spoke to that. And I just spoke about the N-word and the C-word. General public comment. There is a city, Los Angeles, mutual aid, rapid response, and tenants' rights. Without all of you, We're doing it without you. We don't show up. Don't show up for your performative moment, your intentional photo op for your website or your next election for re-election. What are you doing? You're taking recess. You haven't done shit to help the families. The children of the disappeared. It's Los Angeles. It's Los Angeles. Get with the community. Do your fucking job. For the people. ICE out of LA. ICE out of LA. ICE out of LA. ICE out of LA. This is 150 bullshit agenda items. And fuck all of you for not showing up.
Hey, did you have that same energy when Biden was flooding the country with over 300,000 kids
gentleman
that they
with
can't
the
find?
camera has
Did you have that
disrupted the
same
meeting more
energy
than
that you
once.
can't
We'll
even
excuse
find
you from
those
the meeting
kids?
Pursuant to Rule 7. Thank
Did you have that same energy?
Sergeants, we'll
I'm
ask
betting
that
you
see this
didn't.
gentleman out.
I'm betting you didn't.
Yeah,
You
next
don't know
speaker.
where any of those kids are either.
Speaking on item 80 and general
Betting
public
you
comment.
didn't, though, ma'am. Betting.
My name is Maro Kakusian, speaking on behalf of Wendy Miranda with Esperanza Community Housing and Alex Jassett from Physicians for Social Responsibility Los Angeles, who couldn't be here today. We support the draft ordinance to remove substantial remodels as a basis for eviction. We call on the City Council to pass the ordinance today. We want to thank Councilmember Blumenfield for his leadership on this issue and for his staff in helping us get this across the finish line to protect vulnerable tenants. We also want to thank Blumenfield and Councilmember Rahman for keeping their word to meet the August deadline. Most rent evictions are carried out by landlords who have recently purchased the property. Getting rid of long-standing tenants paying below market rate rents is part of their business plan, and the substantial remodel loophole allows them to do it. We must put a stop to this and pass this ordinance
Grote
today.
out there?
Thank you so much, and I call on the City Council to vote in support.
Who's Grote
Thank
talking to, Spindler?
All right, that concludes public comment for today's meeting. Thank you for
That's it.
everybody who's come out to share with us.
That's it. Robot
Madam
Log
Clerk,
lady gets jacked.
what items are for us?
I don't know. It's one other group that they're going to bring up.
Mr.
And,
President,
doesn't matter, I'm sure.
the items that are before council at present is item 3 and 4, and that is the airport public hearing.
There's the
eminent
link tree in the
domain.
chat right there.
All right, let's
Click
open the
that
roll on
link
those
tree.
items.
No.
And go all the way to the bottom.
Okay, council would like to vote.
The bottom
before
link, you'll see an
going into
eBay
the
emblem.
public
It'll say
hearing
LA
for,
Sports Cards,
the
eBay.
airport eminent domain, sir.
It's right there.
We can satisfy
link.
public comment for the airport item at this time.
Okay, that is a formal process, so. Then the airport personnel should come up to the table now and begin
All
the eminent domain process.
Eminent
So,
domain. Oh, boy. You're gonna start seizing
let me
people's
just
property.
make the announcement.
Just seizing the shit.
This item concerns the adoption of ordinances approving resolutions of necessity to authorize commencement of eminent domain proceedings to acquire portions of the properties identified in agenda items 3 and 4. First, council will hear an oral presentation from Mr.
you
Mark
crazy,
Adams,
Taiji. You
Director
had
of
too many hits
Government
to the
Affairs
head.
at Los Angeles World Airports. After the staff report, members of the council may address any questions they have.
Seen some
they
hot
might
older
have
women, but
for
that
Mr.
ain't one of
Adams.
them.
Following questions
Those
from
bangs.
council, each of the affected property owners or representatives on their behalf may address the council. Any members of the council may then ask staff any follow-up questions. And finally, after final questions from the council, the president will close the hearing and ask the council to determine if it wishes to adopt the proposed ordinances approving the resolution of necessities. Now the hearing is open, and council should hear from Mr. Adams.
Thank you, Council President and members of council. My name is Mark Adams. I'm the Director of Government Affairs for Los Angeles World Airports.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely not watching this. I got better things to do. Let me just finish off this bag and we're out of here. But I guess that's it, man. This sucks because for the entire month there is no more LA City Council. So yeah, there's that. I don't know, Kevin. I don't have too much great F1 stuff. I didn't buy too much of it. I thought it was quite overpriced at the time. And the stuff that I do have is just getting in breaks, with other folks that, they helped fill the breaks that I wanted to fill, so I helped fill the breaks they wanted to fill kind of thing. Because I don't care about F1. I don't watch it, don't care about it. Oh, no, we don't need 3 chases today. We'll take one later tonight maybe, but not right now. I got shit I got to do. I got people here working, like I said. At least got the wasp nests taken care of. That's one step forward. Bass player, thank you for another. Yeah, that's it, bass player. That's it. Yeah, that's what they... Trust me, they're trying to do that with the Tagger Tower. That Tagger Tower across from Crypto.com Arena or the old Staples Center. Because that thing isn't worth nearly what it used to be worth. Because the property prices had plummeted. Market's way down. Not to mention, it's unfinished. And it's been heavily damaged by taggers, right? On top of all that, the developer owes $500 million in back money to trades that went in there. The electricians, the plumbers, the guys that were doing the cement work, and the glass installation. They didn't get paid. So there's all those companies that put a lien on the property for $500 million. And the property... Again, if he wanted to sell it, he bought it for a couple billion, like $3 billion or something like that. So he went belly up. He ran back to China. You're not going to extradite him from China. He doesn't care. Now it's just stuck. He doesn't give a fuck about it. It's technically his. No work's going on over there. The city's forced him to have security, so it's not such a crazy thing going on over there, which they put a fence up and have, I'm sure, top flight watching it. Not to mention LAPD spent our money because it became such a problem. These idiots decided to say, hey, we need our own security over there. So LAPD there, that's our money. We had to pay for the security to stop all the crazy shit that was happening there. So it's really a clusterfuck. So they'd love to take it by eminent domain. But even then, they can't, I don't think they can legally sell the property without anybody paying off those liens. So no matter who buys it's got to pay the $500 million to actually have that property free and clear on paper. So there's that. And I'm sure it's worth more than $500 million. It's just not worth billions. So it's really just, you're stuck. You're really stuck. And it's a fucking eyesore. Just sitting there, a tower with nothing done to it. And people say, well, okay, why don't they just take it and fix it up and put homeless people in there? Well, it's only like 600 units. And you're giving them these high-end apartments that have ocean views. And then each one of it would take you $2 billion between paying the $500 million plus $1.5 billion to finish the project. And again, people don't understand. You put these people in there, they're not going to take care of the property. It's going to get run down. They're not going to. Who's paying the utilities? We are. They're not paying for gas and electric and water. You are. Condemn it? Well, again, I think you'd normally do that, Gail, but your developer here is not within this country. If it was somebody who was living here, totally get it. They would just end up selling it for what it's worth or letting it go and and that's that. And it would sell at auction with the lien attached to it. So anybody buying it knows right off the jump there's $500 million going on a lien before you even see the property, which is a lot of money. Not a lot of people are willing to dump that kind of money into something. It was supposed to be high-end luxury apartments, coupled next to the LA Live experience, which is bullshit. It's a couple fucking baloney restaurants, and the Staples Center across the street. Big whoop. I mean, I guess the convention center is there too. But yeah, they're just trying to revamp it, kind of make it LA's Times Square, but high-end. I think that's what they were shooting for. And the market changed so rapidly in the last 6 years, all through the shamdemic and all that too. Just went totally in the toilet. Sometimes they overshoot. These fools, it happens all the time in Vegas with casinos, right? So. Yeah, it's just a weird thing. I don't know what'll ever happen there. I really don't. Other than that dude selling it, paying off the fucking lien. Someone just bucking up and paying for it because it's prime real estate. I can't see what else you'd do. You know what I mean? And right now is not the best time to be building high-end luxury suites. I don't think you're going to be even at 60% capacity, much less near in the 90s, which you'd want to be in a building like that to start paying for it, right? Like you're going to be in the hole forever. Your kids will have to see the growth on that building. You know what I mean? Considering I don't even know if you got any. It is a mess, La Patrita. It is. And it's nothing that couldn't be fixed. If somebody truly cared, didn't put up all the crime and the homelessness and scoop people up that just didn't want to be in a homeless place, and you either are going to be in a shelter in here that we've got for you, which is a nice clean one, or a mental facility. If not, you're not hanging out on the street legally. You'll then be incarcerated. Clean everything up. Catch the people that are doing the dumping and crush their trucks. I mean, I'm telling you got to be really hard on it. People that are vandalizing, busting windows, tagging, all that shit, got to be minimum 1,000 hours of community service cleaning up. None of this, I'm going to pay my fine shit. That you got to be tough on it. Because otherwise, that's what deters people. You know what I mean? Going to jail for a long time deters people from doing things. Hate to break that one to people. That's how that works. And when you're soft on it, that's the whole start of it. And then it's a trickle-down effect. Everything else happens. So you got to be more tough on it. And until somebody comes in and does that, like I told you, that's Bane. You got to have dude in a mask with his henchmen come to town, hold everybody kind of hostage and say, hey, it's either death or exile. Let you choose. You got 30 seconds. And I don't mean 31. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, you hear the rack. You know what I mean? That's going to get your attention. Okay? Because the people that are in power obviously don't know what they're doing or don't know how to do it, or they're squandering, or they're doing both. It's just that's where we're at. The city can be fixed. Don't think it can't. If you had got rid of everybody on this horseshoe, got rid of the governor and the mayor, and had a clean sweep, new governor, new mayor, new councilmen that don't think anything like these people, it would be fixed. Don't trip. And quick. I'm talking 8-10 months. You'd see such a difference. 2 years later, you'd be like, holy shit. I don't even remember all that shit. Fresh and clean out, just dancing on the streets. As you're walking to Starbucks, you're dancing, floating. It's so nice and clean. Yeah, Lena, you'll see me tonight. You will. All right, guys. So I guess I'm out of here for now. We're pulling the rip cord on these dildos. We got what we wanted out of them. Remember, though, this is the last one for the entire month, so we won't be doing any of our shows for this month. Give you your mornings back. How's that? But I'll see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please adjust to your time zone. Have a great day. Thank you for the likes, the love, the donos, the thumbs ups work. I mean, the thumbs ups work and they're free. Thank you for the donos. And on behalf of Old Stink Bomb and myself, we're out here for now. Have a good day. I'll see you later.
This party is officially over.
Yeah, you guys. I'm a going home.